evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever the fuck you're watching or listening. Welcome to a special episode of Tailgate Trash Talk. NFL Draft Day is here. I got my main man, Gary Freeze, sitting on the other side of the screen from me. Gary, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited. I don't think I've been this excited about a draft that didn't have a clear-cut like quarterback at number one in a
Hell yeah.
long time. Because usually it's like that guy's going off the board, and then it's all about like who's next, right?
Yeah.
But now it's we've got a few quarterbacks that are kind of bubble. They may go early if a team really feels the need to get a quarterback. They might go late, might not get any in the first round. There's the potential for that. I doubt that's going to happen, but
Yeah.
this is going to be fun, I think, because you've got a lot of skill position players that are going to kind of make this draft. And if you're a team that needs a wide receiver, that needs a defensive back, this is the draft that it's going to be deep for the first 3-4 rounds. And then you can really build out a roster in the mid rounds with this draft. I think this is a really good draft for GMs. They're looking to round out rosters.
Exactly. Gary Freeze Sr., happy draft day to you.
Happy draft day. It's like Christmas.
That's right. It's so you talked about the quarterback situation. So really there's four quarterbacks that everyone's talking about. Okay. You have Desmond Ritter, Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, and Sam Howell.
Yeah.
Okay. Four quarterbacks. And this is the first year in, I think, 4 or 5 years that a quarterback was not picked number one overall. And I just saw something on the TV here that three or more quarterbacks have gone in the first round for the past 6+ years.
Yep.
And now we're at a draft for this year to where you may not even get one quarterback going in the first round, but there will be a quarterback going in the first round because I have going number 2 to Detroit Lions, baby.
Yeah, I like it. Hey, I heard an interesting stat today too that the draft has basically been a quarterback goes the first quarterback either goes off the board in the top 3 or they don't go off the board until like 18 or later. Which wow. I think that trend I'm going to go out on a limb. I think that trend's going to break this year because I don't think Detroit's going to take Malik Willis because I think with all of the hype around Trevon Walker going first now, I think Detroit takes Aiden Hutchinson and they sprint to the podium to Michigan's own.
Yes.
All of that. I think they sprint to the podium to get Aiden Hutchinson.
I hear you.
Houston's not going to draft a quarterback, but I think we're going to see a team possibly move up into that 7, 8, 9 area, anywhere, maybe even 5 to 9. Someone's going to move up, and I think someone's going to move up to take a chance on Malik Willis.
So hear me out on this one, okay? I like what you did there with Aiden Hutchinson going number 2 because all the buzz around now is Trayvon Walker going number 1 to Jacksonville, which sure, good pick, but at the same time, I don't think that they were really interested. I don't think they're necessarily interested in him. I think they were trying to shop the first pick and get some more draft picks and build more of a offensive line to protect your number 1 pick from last year in
Sunshine.
Exactly. So hear me out real quick. Aiden Hutchinson will go number 2. So my quarterback, Malik Willis, will not go number 2 to Detroit. Okay. He does go to Detroit, though, in the first round with the number 32 pick.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They still get their quarterback just at a lot more savings, a lot more discount.
Yeah, for sure.
Friendly for them.
For sure. Hey, I think that if that's how the draft plays out for Detroit, I think tomorrow morning Detroit Lions fans are just like dancing in the streets, honestly, If you get Aiden Hutchinson at 2 and Malik Willis slides all the way to 32, which I do think that there is some reality to once you get to those middle picks, like there's just not a lot of teams there that you say are really interested in a quarterback. So you're going to look at, is it somebody who's in the second round that wants to trade up, right? Is Carolina going to try to move back into the first round? And if they don't, then maybe we do see, a Malik Willis slide. If there's a team that thinks Kenny Pickett's more ready, maybe he goes a little earlier and Malik Willis is still on the board late in the first round. And I don't think that Malik Willis gets by Pittsburgh. That's my question mark for Detroit to get him late in the first round. Now, whether Detroit decides at 12, 13, 14, 15 that they want to move back up to get him, maybe something like that. I just think that there is there's some fire behind the smoke of everybody trying to force Malik Willis to Pittsburgh with all these mock drafts.
Yeah.
I think Pittsburgh really does like him. I just think that they're not willing to pay the price to go up to the top 5 to get him.
Yeah, I agree with you. And here I love the initial part of the start of the draft when everyone just I love it. That's the best part for me for the NFL draft.
Yeah, for sure. Is that Mr. Carr?
Was it Carr? I couldn't.
It is. They're in Vegas for the draft.
That's true. They are in Vegas. Yeah.
Who's up there with him though? Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen.
Oh, that's Darren Waller.
Darren Waller. Yep.
Okay. After all the talk this week that they might be trading him to Green Bay.
Yeah. Jason Coggins, my boys, what's up, man? Haven't been on since the national championship. I want to thank you for making a dream come true, no matter the outcome. That meant a lot. Jason, we appreciate you joining us again, buddy. Happy to have you back, and happy that you won. Happy that you won the tickets and got to go see Alabama and Georgia in the national championship game. Loved it.
Oh, God. He calls out Raiders fans and they boo him.
I love it. I love it.
He eats that shit up, though. You know damn well he goes home and fucking talks about how many boos he got.
Oh, is this Ice Cube? Yep.
There it is. Mr. Raiders fan. He's been making the rounds this year, man. He did a performance at NASCAR's Busch Clash.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He rolled up in his lowrider. I think it was an Impala, and did a performance because they had it out in LA at the Coliseum. Okay. Yeah, they put a fucking track in there in the football stadium. The microphone's breaking up on him, or is that mine?
No, that's him.
He's too fucking loud. They have it tuned for Goodell's voice.
It's not NWO speaking something about it.
It ain't ready for fuck the police.
Dude, that would have been awesome.
Uh-oh.
DC with the slick back haircut, man.
The slick back hawk. Got the stove going.
Jacksonville Jaguars are officially on the clock, buddy.
On the clock. I wonder if they exhaust the clock. Like, I always wonder why teams do that when they have the first pick.
Exactly. I'm in total agreement with you here that if you know who you're taking, why?
You've had 6 months to work on a trade, too. Like,
yeah.
I don't think anybody's calling you right now to say, "Oh my God, we got to have the number 1 pick. Got to have it."
Yeah.
Just get up there and make a guy's dream come true.
752 miles to go to the national championship. Hey, man, if my team was playing in the national championship and I had tickets to it, yeah, I would drive that as well too.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, buddy.
So while we wait for Jacksonville's pick here, let's talk a little college football and the big news that's happened so far this week, and obviously coming yesterday with Mark Emmert going to be stepping down by June of 2023.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's good to get some new blood in there. I think Mark Emmert's done an okay job, honestly. The game has grown, the popularity has grown. We've got a playoff now. I just think that I hope that they go with, they're obviously not going to bring in like a Gen Z or anything like that, but like get some younger blood in there, somebody who's more in touch with the game and how it's evolved, the NIL especially, right? How do we get somebody in there that can embrace the NIL? I don't want to bash on Emmert because I think, yeah, no more mock drafts. It's real now. Although you're going to get mock drafts tonight for the next 2 rounds and then Friday night for Saturday, but whatever. But what do you think? How do you feel about Emmert?
I'm in a disagreement with you here.
Yeah.
I don't think that he has done a very good job. The only thing that they have done right has been the national championship playoff system for college football. And even that, in some aspect, they have not gotten right. I think the 4 teams is too little. I don't think that he has adapted well at all, obviously, with the changes with college football, with college athletics in general, with whether it be NIL or just the championships across the board in all sports. I just think that if they would have addressed NIL 6, 7, 8, even 10 years ago, when it was somewhat first, came about and they started getting sued for NIL. I think if they would have addressed it then and considered it and put in place some rules and everything else, I don't think that we would be where we are today as far as the transfer portal. Every state and every institution, having their own rules. I think we would have a clear set of rules. I think the transfer portal would not have as many players as we do currently, whether it be for football or basketball. I really think that whoever replaces him, and let me throw you a name out here, but let me throw you 2 different scenarios, okay? Condoleezza Rice or not a like a presidential person. And when I say presidential person, Mark Emmert was the president of the NCAA. Okay. For me, when I'm saying that, I'm almost talking like a CEO of a business or something like that, because frankly, the NCAA is a business. It needs to be ran like a business. So now what you have, if you go the CEO route, you have your CEO here at top, and then you have your quote unquote like regional managers or division managers, and you have those for each sport.
Presidents.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm, to be honest with you, I'm glad to see him go. It just, everything that just went on, especially during COVID, where you have you don't have clear, concise rules across the board for your conferences, for your sports. Every conference had a different protocol, and that hurt some teams down the road. I mean, look at the Pac-12, that year. What'd they play? 6, 8 games, maybe?
Yeah.
You
Even
know,
the Big Ten was having trouble getting enough games in.
Big Ten, I think maybe had 10 games or something like that.
I'll counter that with this, though. I think so. I think Mark Emmert runs into the same problem that guys like Roger Goodell, David Stern, well, now Adam Silver, and they're the mouthpiece for, like, Emmert's the mouthpiece for the NCAA, and he has a lot of people behind the scenes putting pressure on him to verbalize things in a certain way, to speak that voice. But those decisions get made, more on kind of the consensus route. So I think that while I agree with you that I don't think Mark Emmert was a great president, I think that he has done some good things. I think having a playoff is a win.
Sure.
I think having the NIL is a win. I think the transfer portal was bumbled, and I don't know when we go away from it, if we go away from it, but I think we need to at some point. It was a response to COVID. I get that, but let's start to rein it in. So that's why I agree with you 100%. If they went out and brought somebody in who was more CEO-like, I think these decisions would be made at a much faster pace, because that's the kind of person that can get people to rally around an idea, as opposed to what Emmert and some of the other commissioners are. They're the ones that they go back and they converse, and they have to follow kind of the rule of the owners in the the professional leagues, that sort of thing. So, like,
yeah,
I get what you're saying, and I understand it. The other thing I would counter with, in terms of the COVID stuff, is that the conferences, when they delegated, a lot of it was because the states each had their own regulations too.
Yeah.
All right, picks in.
Trayvon Walker.
Yeah. What do you think of that pick? You were higher on Trayvon Walker than I was, so what do you think of the pick?
I think for him, I think out of the two picks that everyone was talking about being 1, 2 between Aiden Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker, I think you have more upside here with Trayvon Walker. Okay. Really, with Aiden Hutchinson, he really had one good year, and that was this last year. And if you watch that game against Georgia and Michigan, Aiden Hutchinson didn't do shit. Trayvon Walker here is fast, real quick first move, first step off the edge there. So I think out of the two, they definitely made a good pick here. I think he has more upside.
So what do you think it is that hurt his production? Because Trayvon Walker, for all intents and purposes, was very unproductive at Georgia. Do you think it was scheme? Do you think it was being overshadowed by other guys?
Yeah, they were
in the NFL. He's going to have an opportunity to flourish.
Absolutely. You look at the depth here, okay, of Michigan and Georgia. Who has more depth? Georgia. So everyone was talking about Trayvon Walker.
Especially the defensive side of the ball.
Exactly. So you don't. So for Georgia, you were 2, 3 people deep, and some of those second and third stringers are 4 and 5 stars that are just, there are people that have been there that have been producing, and so when you have depth like that, you're not going to be out on the field constantly, like Trayvon Walker was this year. Okay, he wasn't out on the field on a lot of third downs or anything else like that, because they had depth at it. They could plug anyone in there and get the same result. And you also have to look too, that offense, they didn't have too many close games. So you have to take that into account too, when you're looking at snaps, how many snaps you had this season, and this and that, and compared to the competition as well. Not to take anything away from Aiden Hutchinson in Michigan and their schedule, but there were a lot of games for Georgia where come
the
the
Lions didn't waste any time here, man. Wow.
is it?
Wow, they didn't waste any fucking time.
I mean, come on, Malik Willis, make my pick come
Holy
true
shit.
here.
They had the name already on the card.
But
Wow.
that's what I like right there. That's how it should be. That
Be
is
sure
how it
about
should
it.
be. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I agree with you on. I think Trayvon Walker does have a big ceiling. I think his athletic ability, his athletic traits. I think if he's got a good coaching staff that's going to develop him, I think he does have a high ceiling. I just worry with a guy that played at such a prolific program in some games that they were really blowing teams out that he didn't have much production. But the NFL is going to develop him. Who'd they go? Yeah, they went with Michigan's own. Wow. Imagine that, man. Imagine playing your high school, your college, and now your professional ball in your home state, all in one state. That's amazing. That is amazing. Good for him. Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this pick? I know you had Malik Willis going here to Detroit. What do you think of this pick?
I mean, it's the most obvious pick to me. I mean, yeah, Aiden Hutchinson before this week, I think, and maybe into last week was considered the number one pick.
Yeah.
Okay. And then come, middle last week, this week, everyone's saying Trayvon Walker. So now you move him down to number 2. Let's be honest. Lions need a lot of help here.
They do.
Both sides of the ball. So you can't go wrong with this pick for him. However, I would have loved to see my pick come to fruition and Malik Willis go number 2. But hey, there's still time. He can go 32 to Detroit as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anything can happen now.
Yeah, exactly.
So I heard the rumor today that the fucking Texans might take Derek Stingley at number 3. Derek Stingley, cornerback from LSU, who was 2 years ago. He would have been in the talks for like the top couple of picks.
Really?
Awful last couple of years there in LSU. And I don't know if there's any real truth to it, but I heard today Joel Klatt was on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, and I was listening to it today, and he said that there's people telling him that the Texans might take Derek Stingley at 3. the Texans gonna Texan.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think first round, I think the Texans are drafting whoever the best Alabama prospect player is.
You think Evan Neal goes here, maybe?
We have 3rd here. Houston. Yeah.
They're going to go on the defensive side of the ball?
Why don't you go cornerback from Cincinnati?
Sauce. I think he's better rated. I think he's got potential to be a better pro. I think if you give me Derek Stingley from 2 years ago, I probably could say for sure. But dude, he wasn't that guy last couple of seasons in LSU. So I think Sauce would be a good pick here. I could see them going O-line potentially.
Who's their quarterback right now?
I think they're gonna go to war with Davis Mills, honestly, and they're gonna give him a year to work out whether or not he's the guy.
Houston's pick is in. I love it,
dude. These guys, yeah, we are not fucking playing fuck games right now.
Love it.
Yeah, they were really bad last year on defense. So are the Jets going to trade for Debo today? Mark, if you're still watching, are the Jets going to trade your Jets? Are they going to trade for Debo? What do you think, Stove? Does he get traded today?
It would have to be in the first round.
Yeah,
I would think.
for sure. You're getting a 1 at least for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I just don't know. Who has enough? You have the Giants. You have the Jets. Man, would you, if you're Debo, which of those two teams would you rather go to? You have Daniel Jones, who as of today is not getting signed for that player option for year 5. And then you have what's his name?
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson up there in New York, Jets.
I'd rather play with Zach Wilson if I'm Debo.
I agree with you on that.
Give me the guy that looks like he's got some potential, not the guy that has the most fumbles in the league in the last 3 years.
Well, and you just don't know with Saquon.
Yeah, that's true too.
You just don't know.
There were some rumors they were going to try to trade him, but
rumors for him and McCaffrey from Carolina.
Yep.
Wow, you were right. Wow. Is fucking O'Brien down there again? Whoa. Hold up here. Okay, so they're just saying what you just said. If you go back to 2019, why are we going back 2 years?
You're talking. Oh my God.
You're going 2 years ago. You're going off of what he did 2 years ago? The dude plays in the SEC.
This is the Texans, man. Oh my God, that's so bad.
Oh.
That's so bad.
Wow. I do not.
Here's all his highlights from 2019.
Yeah, I do not like this pick at all.
Oh my goodness. I mean, if you get 2019 Stingley, fine, but no.
I don't
Boog's
like it.
Making excuses for him. Stop, Boog. Stop, Boog. That's yikes.
Talented? No. Well, no, absolutely not.
You can't make excuses for the guy over the last 2 years. 1 year, fine, but not 2. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do we see that team logo down at the bottom change from the Jets to the 49ers here? I think more likely, if the trade's going to happen, I think it's more likely going to be their next pick at 10 probably. I don't know that they'll trade number 4 for Debo, but if I'm the Niners, I'm demanding number 4.
Exactly. I don't think Lynch would go for it though.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the hell they're thinking out there in San Francisco. Like you hear them talking, we don't want to trade him. We don't see a scenario where we would get to the point that we're comfortable trading him, and then the rumors just keep coming. Did you see the video with him talking to AJ Brown on the phone?
I have not, no.
Oh, he's talking to AJ Brown on the phone. He says, "Oh, I haven't even gotten an offer," because AJ asks him like, "What did they offer you?" And he's like, "I haven't even gotten an offer." Like, wow.
Yeah. All right, we're on a commercial break here from the draft. The Jets have 4 minutes and 20 seconds, so we'll take a quick commercial break from our sponsors, PocketPairClub.com, PocketPairClub.com, club number 26888 for all your gambling needs. PocketPairClub.com. right, that was brought to you by PocketPairClub.com, club number 26881. PocketPairClub.com for all of your gambling needs. Gamble responsibly.
Boy, I'm still perplexed.
Yeah,
Still perplexed.
I do not like it, bud. Do not like it.
Crazy. Crazy. I'm trying to process like what they're doing. Are you really thinking a guy who was not good his last 2 years in college is just going to turn it around by becoming a pro?
I don't like it, bud. I don't like it.
If I'm a Texans fan, I'm pretty mad about that pick. I have an opportunity. If you believe in Davis Mills, you take the best player, and maybe Stingley was their best player on the board. That very well could be, the case right here that their board is much different than everybody else's board. Maybe Al Davis is drafting for the Texans from the grave because he was always that guy that made those weird picks. That's such a reach on the board. It felt like they should have gone best guy on the board, and best guy on the board is probably Ekonwu right now if you're going by, kind of the big boards. And it fills a need. Like, they need some offensive line help. If you believe in Davis Mills.
Do you go Neal here?
I think people view Ekonwu as a better prospect. So I think that the Jets are going to go Ekonwu here, and we might see the Giants go Evan Neal next.
Yeah. Either way, I think either go Ekonwu here, Neal next, or Neal Ekonwu.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they're off the board the next two.
Yeah.
And it flip-flop them.
Both teams need offensive line help. I mean, tremendously. Even though your quarterbacks are suspect at best, the Giants definitely need one just to help with the run game if Saquon stays healthy.
Yeah, I think if nothing else, if you're the Jets, you have to feel like Zach had 1 year, and you get another full off season. You had a new head coach last year too. A lot of moving parts, a lot of changes there. Put some pieces around him. He started to develop some chemistry with Elijah Moore, right? Elijah Moore started to pick it up when Wilson got hurt, and then that continued until Elijah Moore, obviously got shut down at the end of the season. But I think you got to build on that momentum you had on the offensive side of the ball, and you rely on your head coach who's considered one of the best defensive minds in football. So I think you go offensive side of the ball here and worry about defense later.
Awesome.
That's a surprise.
Yeah.
A great player. I don't want to – I think it's a good pick. I think if you're just going best on the board, because I'm always a big advocate of best on the board in the first round.
Yes.
You go with the best on the board. You're not filling needs in the first round. Later in the draft, you're filling needs with those guys that are roster, those guys that round out rosters. But it looks like to me what this feels like is they went best on the board, and Sauce was their best guy on the board.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if they might have had Sauce number one regardless of who was on the board.
Sure.
At their spot, because he's just that good. I think he's a plug and play guy. You put him in man coverage and you just let him go.
So now I think if you're the Jets, you have, to me, I think you have the best of both worlds here. You can't go wrong with either of these two picks between Ekonwu or Ekonwu, however you pronounce
Ekonwu.
it. Yeah. And Neal.
I agree with you.
Especially with this.
Whichever one they've got rated higher.
Yeah.
I think offensive line is an absolute necessity for the Giants. If I'm picking for the Giants, I go Evan Neal. But I like I said a minute ago, I think most people view Ekonwu as the higher ceiling guy on the offensive line. So
Well, and
I
this
wouldn't be surprised.
This will be their new GM's. This will be his first pick.
Yep.
Man, being compared to Antonio Cromartie for Sauce here.
I like that pick. You know, I do. I think if you're telling me the Jets went best on the board, I think they made a good pick here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at them fucking longest reception allowed was 13 yards.
13 yards.
No touchdowns in coverage in his entire college career. This is going to be interesting because they just mentioned Stingley going third. We're going to have over the next 5 years, right? Who's succeeding in the NFL and who's not? Are the Texans regretting taking Stingley over Sauce, you know, or are the Jets regretting that Stingley didn't slide to them or anything like that? It would be interesting to watch that because we don't normally get that at the cornerback position, especially. We're going to go the whole first round, Aaron. We're going to be here all night. It's going to be a long night, but we're going to cover all the way through, talking picks, talking feedback, talking thoughts, mixing in a little bit of college football talk as we've gone here. What are your thoughts on the pick so far, man? I think the Stingley pick is a huge, huge surprise. And the Jets must have been ecstatic that they could get Sauce Gardner after that pick. I have to think that they went best on the board and really feel good about Sauce Gardner. Surprised they didn't go O-line, but as good as the handful of top offensive linemen are, we might see the Jets go offensive line at 10 and still feel really good about their draft, their first couple of picks here. Picking at 4 and 10, you kind of have a little bit of luxury that you can just get that best pick, best player on the board. And then potentially even at 10, if you do want to go something that's a little bit of both, right? Best player plus need, you might be able to get one of the top offensive linemen at number 10. Yeah, top 4. Imagine if Kyle Hamilton goes right here to the Giants and we get top 5 picks on the defensive side of the ball. That'd be something. That would be something. There were conversations that Hamilton might be linked to the Giants this offseason, so it'd be interesting to see that. Pick is in though. We're getting some quick picks, man. We haven't exhausted the full 10 minutes yet. Getting guys going up to the podium. Let's not play these fuck games. Yeah, I'm with Boog on that. You know, I don't often agree with Booger McFarland, but he's talking about the Giants should be going offensive line here at number 5. And I think they should. They should pick whichever offensive tackle they think is the best prospect here, the best option between Ekonwu and Evan Neal. I think that's who they should be going at number 5 here. Aaron, we talked a little bit about that early on. I think it is a possibility if we see Malik Willis continue to slide here as we get closer to 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe even 11, because there has been some talk that Washington still might take a quarterback despite the Carson Wentz trade. I think you're going to start to feel some pressure if you're those teams in the back half of the draft that, have interest in Malik Willis. If you're one of those teams, you might start to feel some pressure to come up in the top 10. So I think if anybody's going to come up and get Malik Willis, it's going to be Pittsburgh. Curious to see here what the Giants are picking here at 5. Got the CEO of the frat house. He's feeling good about himself. Good for him, transplant survivor. He's got the full bro look going on, though. Nice. This dude is so excited. Good for him. Wow! 5 defensive players off the board. Kayvon Thibodeau. Wow. That's a surprise. That's a big, big surprise. I don't know that that's a position that they need. But again, you know, I'm going to reinforce. You take the best player available in the first round, and it looks like the Giants did that. You know, with looking at their roster and their needs, their holes in that roster, it feels pretty obvious that they went top guy on the board as well here. And this is a guy who was part of the conversation for number 1 pick, right? It was early on in the draft process, early on in the combine and evaluation process. We were talking Thibodeau versus Hutchinson. Who goes 1, who goes 2? Those were the 2 guys that were going to come off the board 1 and 2, right? One was going to go to Jacksonville. The other was going to go to Detroit. But as the process went on, Thibodeau was slipping because people were starting to realize, you know, oh, he takes a play off here and there, or he's not as explosive as he seems on film, those sorts of things. And the Giants clearly are still buying. And I saw projections of him as low as like 10 to 12. And then now he goes 5. So I think the Giants are hoping that he returns to form here, you know, to what he was before the injury at Oregon. Man, that's a surprise. That's a big time surprise. Wow. I thought for sure they were going O-line. I didn't see that coming at all. Wow. Good for him. Good for him. Still in the top 5, despite the injury, despite the slip in the process. Yeah, Aaron, that was sort of some of the comparisons that, you know, late in this evaluation process, it started to feel like people were kind of lumping him into that Clowney area. And, you know, to be honest, as a Washington fan, right, I do want him to kind of be that second-rate guy like a Clowney because he's going to the Giants. But it is interesting that he still went in the top 5. The Giants still feel a certain way about his athletic ability, his potential production at the next level, because he was a prolific pass rusher at Oregon. But Clowney was a prolific guy at South Carolina, and he never reached what we all thought that potential would be for him. And the injuries sapped him, but you're looking at a guy in Kayvon Thibodeau that also is coming off an injury in college, and the pro game is no less, you know, punishing on the body. So it is interesting. And yeah, those comparisons are there, right? So, man, what a sneak there. What a sneak there. I didn't think we were going to see defense go, you know, all the way in the top 5. Is this a spot that Stove and my guy Kenny Pickett comes off the board? Carolina, they're potentially looking for a quarterback, potentially looking for a guy that can start right away. And I think that most people would agree that Kenny Pickett, I think, is that guy who can come in and start right away. But is 5 or is 6 too high for him? I guess if he's your guy, right? But Carolina does have some other holes they need to fill. They could go wide receiver here. You know, it could be they could be looking for a speedster. There's some really high-end speed guys here. I don't think Jamison Williams goes this high, but, you know, you've got some potential playmakers at the wide receiver position. They need somebody that can stretch the field a bit. They need some offensive line help. You know, Sam Darnold, for all his deficiencies, he was under fire a lot last year. Maybe this is where we see a guy like a Conwu or Neal come off the board. Or defense, right? They're potentially looking to replenish at the defensive back position here with Carolina. You know, Stingley's off the board. Sauce is off the board. Do they go safety? Is it Kyle Hamilton here? I'm going to guess that they go O-line, though. I think, we've said it the last 3 picks. I'm going to say it again.
Picks it. Sorry for abandoning you there. Had a work phone call, needed to take it. So
you're good, buddy. Just chatting it up a little bit with Aaron. He had a couple good questions for us.
Yeah, appreciate you joining us again, Aaron. Appreciate it, bud.
Absolutely. I think we could see O-line here. I think Carolina needs a lot of O-line help.
Yes, obviously. But that's what we've been saying for past couple picks, and our
picks now.
Our O-line picks have not been going.
No. Look, the guys in the 6 through 10 spot. Yeah, we appreciate you picking up the slack, Aaron.
Very much so.
But
yeah,
GMs in these 6 through 10 spots are looking at this like, oh man, I didn't think I had a chance to get one of these potential cornerstone offensive tackles. If they've got an opportunity to get a guy like a Conwar Neal at 6, 7, 8, 9, I think you got to feel good about that.
Absolutely.
And I have to believe that you didn't think you were going to have a chance to get either of those guys this late in the first round. I feel like most people would have had them in the top 5.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
What do you think about that Thibodeau pick, man? I saw you shaking your head. I think you agree. It's surprising, right?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, I
didn't see that coming.
No, absolutely not. And
new GM, same old head scratchers.
I mean, yes, I like as a no. For me, you had 2 very good offensive line prospects right there that you could have gone with that could have drastically changed your run game, your pass protection, because clearly you don't have either of those. And you went with a defensive edge rusher who, in my opinion, and this is just looking at things and hearing things too from, listening to all these NFL insiders and everything.
The pundits.
Yes.
The talking heads.
Kayvon's work ethic.
Yeah. I think that's the big thing.
Was a big head scratcher for a lot of people. And so you saw him as, I think after that Oregon-Ohio State matchup last year, and then the rest of the season, he was in the talk for potential top pick, top 2 picks, top 5 picks, and then you had the pro day, you had the scouting combine, and all this, and then you start hearing everyone talk about that, they're questioning his work ethic. Well, if people are questioning his work ethic, why is he going number 5? Once again, this is just going to play out in both of our favors.
Yeah, that's what I said as a Washington fan. I hope he makes good on what they're comparing him to with Clowney, with the loafing and taking plays off and the work ethic and stuff. I hope that comes true because I don't want the Giants to hit a home run in the draft.
No, absolutely not.
That's a perplexing pick, though.
Yeah. Yep, and Carolina's pick is in, so
their pick is in. Where do you think they go? You think they go O-line?
I think they go Neal here.
Yeah. I feel like this has got to be O-line. They need O-line help so bad. They're taking a punter.
Well, Equanu. So, oh well. I was wrong.
One or the other. Flip a coin, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a good pick there, honestly. If I'm the Panthers, I look at what we haven't been able to do over the last couple of years, and that's protect the passer and protect Christian McCaffrey and keep guys off of him. So I think if you're gonna get to what Matt Rule wants to get to there in Carolina, I think this is the right pick.
Yeah.
I'll have him number 2 on the big board, huh?
Equanu. Okay, Equanu. That name was just.
I think I mispronounced it anyway, so it's one of those names.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, look. I mean, you look at a guy who can play inside, outside. I think he's a guy that gives you versatility along the offensive line. I think you slot him in at left tackle and just forget about it for the next 12 years. But man, that's a good pick for them.
Ooh,
Carolina
into Jason Peters.
Yeah. That athletic ability, man, I think that's probably a fair comparison. The way he can move.
All right, so who we got on the clock now?
Giants are back on the clock.
Giants again. So okay,
maybe they get their old linemen still.
Maybe they get Neal here,
and they might have figured if they take Evan Neal or Equanu, maybe the Panthers go and take Thibodeau, maybe, and they could still. If the Panthers take one, they can just get the other.
Okay, good. If they do that, then good thinking on their part. I'll give them credit for that if it works out for them. But if they have another head scratcher here, like
yeah, interesting. They're not going to pick for a while.
Nah.
I like Louis Riddick.
Yeah.
The Giants are milking the clock. Jesus, New York.
Come on, guys. Well, since they're going to milk the clock, let's go to another sponsor break brought to you by XL Constructors out of Overland Park, Kansas, for all of your construction needs. Got to cut it short there. Sorry there, XL Constructors and Ryan Trodnick out of Overland Park, Kansas. For all of your construction needs, the New York Giants have made a massive pick here. They got it in quick. So Giants are.
I think we're going to see a run on wide receiver from 8 to 13. We're going to see 3 or 4 go in that range.
Think so?
I think so. I think you're going to see like Atlanta. I think they could go wide receiver. I think, yeah, I do. I think so. I think we're going to see about 3, and we might see Wilson, London, and then I'll say Olave come off the board between 8 and 13.
It's good. Okay.
I think the Falcons need to reload that wide receiver.
Yes, absolutely.
Ridley, they don't know if they'll ever get him back. He was sitting out last year before the gambling incident.
Oh, but we're in Vegas and we're gambling on the picks and everything too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yep, sure.
Yeah. But I could see Atlanta going wide receiver for sure at 8, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go with a guy like Garrett Wilson. There's a lot of hype around him.
Giants.
The Giants. Who they pick?
Yep, there it is. Evan Neal.
Oh, I didn't want him to go to New York.
No, definitely not.
I was really hoping he'd be off the board and they'd have to pick Charles Cross.
Aaron, I was really hoping that you would make that pick and there.
Make that come true.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have Evan Neal punt.
Aaron's a big Roadrunners fan. Do we have any Roadrunner prospects in this draft, Aaron?
Yeah, who's the name to watch out for out of San Antonio?
Yeah. Me, me. Oh, it's kind of cool how they have the little hallway there filled with cards.
Tariq Woolen. Interesting. Yeah, that is pretty cool where they got the little entrance and all that fun stuff. It's a little different. Ooh, Jesus. So Tariq Woolen ran a sub 4.340.
Damn.
Ooh, and he's 6'4". Wow. Wow. A converted wide receiver who plays defensive back. That could be a guy that's got some fucking high ceiling in the mid rounds.
Mm-hmm.
UTSA, huh? Oh yeah, Sincere McCormick. That's right. He was pretty solid at the combine too. Could be a steal in the mid rounds. Is he actually? Did he withdraw?
Did he?
I gotta look. Oh no, he's still draft eligible. Okay. He looked good at the combine though. I like him, and then there's a shit. I forget his name. Pierre Strong. I think those two guys have potential in the 4th, 5th, 6th round to really be solid running back prospects. Pierre Strong, fast guy. Reminds me of like Darren Sproles, that type. Could be dangerous pass catcher. Interesting though. They're still comparing these picks to Dave Gettleman's picks when they needed to move on from Dave Gettleman. Oh, boog.
I just got off the phone with Arthur Blank.
Roger Goodell?
No.
Oh, Arthur Blank. Okay.
Yeah, I like Arthur. We are going to wide receiver here.
All right.
So
I like it. Insider knowledge, baby. Insider knowledge. You heard it here first. Which wide receiver are you the highest on? Who do you think the Falcons should pick here?
You just said his name. I can't think of it.
Garrett
Wilson. And to be honest with you, I know he's an Ohio State guy, but Olave as well too. I mean, that dude.
I'm so high on Olave. I want him to go 11 so bad.
I don't, but okay.
I want him to go 11 so bad.
Anything thrown his way,
dude, he's a vacuum.
Yeah.
Oh, I want him so bad.
Yep.
I don't know that I've ever wanted a player as badly as I want Chris Olave to go to Washington. Oh man. I think the last time I felt this strongly about a guy that I wanted to get to us was Jonathan Allen.
Okay.
God, I want Chris Olave to slip.
Drake London.
There are a lot of people that think he's the best playmaker in this draft. I don't buy it.
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't buy it.
Now, Atlanta's just going down the drain again.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
Like it. No.
Nope. I'm with you. This guy, to me, I mean, he's an athlete, but I don't.
I don't care.
The production's not there.
No, exactly. Production's not there. He's a third team.
Yeah.
Third team.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that's a junior that could have benefited being in a Lincoln Riley system.
Oh my God. You're not kidding. I mean, I guess going 8th overall is whatever.
8th overall, sure.
I don't know.
You know,
I don't buy it.
88 receptions for however many yards it was, 1,300 yards or whatnot, for his career.
For a team that was always behind.
The Pac-12 hasn't been shit.
Yeah.
For the past 3-4 years.
That's his entire career.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't buy it.
Oh, sorry. 2,100 yards in his career.
That doesn't sway me.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I get that he's an athlete. I don't see it. Boy. I feel like they could have gone Garrett Wilson. They could have gone Chris Olave and gotten a lot better value.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, wow. Duncan in high school. I don't care. That's high school. Man, some of these picks.
Been interesting. It's been interesting. I just
absolutely.
I know you want to get athletes out there on the field, but I don't think Drake London's the guy you want to build your offense around. Yep.
Dude is high as fuck right now.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
I mean,
yeah, he is. The NFL said they're not going to test anymore, so might as well. Does a quarterback go to Seattle here?
Oh.
Or are they gonna tank for a year with Drew Lock?
They're gonna tank.
I could see defensive line or offensive line. I could see Kyle Hamilton here too, maybe to the Seahawks.
Here's the thing: they're going to be building for a team
in
without
3 years.
Without Pete Carroll.
You think so?
Next year's
this is it?
Yeah, I really do.
I think that's a fair assessment. I think it's very, very possible. And so, and maybe they go Hamilton here. Maybe they try to recreate like the Legion of Boom, get real strong at safety like they were for a while.
So, Aaron, who are the Cowboys trying to get? I'll tell you who they're trying to get. They're going to try and draft a coach here. No lie.
Can we get Nick Saban? Is he draft eligible?
I don't like
McCarthy, man. I can't believe.
I don't like the McCarthy. I didn't like the McCarthy pick last year or 2 years ago, whenever it was.
No,
you know,
I can't believe they're sticking with him.
I can't
after
either.
last year.
No,
like I can understand running it back when Dak got hurt, and in 2020, right? I can understand letting McCarthy have 2021 because he didn't have his quarterback. Yeah. But you had your quarterback all year last year, and you got flat out embarrassed on a national stage with the way you managed the game.
Yeah.
I don't know how Jerry just unless he's just being stubborn as Jerry does. But I could not believe that Mike McCarthy kept his job. I thought Dan Quinn was just going to get promoted.
I did too.
Or possibly Kellen Moore, but
yeah.
Golly.
So here's my thing with the whole thing. I think if, and this is what I hate. You should have tried trading Zeke. You should have kept Cooper. And as a management and as a head coach, you should have been fighting for Cooper to be kept. And you have Pollard, draft a fucking running back in this draft or something, or go after free agency, something. Like, get some draft picks, build up that offensive line again, because your defense is pretty solid. It was pretty solid this last year with Dan Quinn running the helm, okay? Your run game was not, okay? Your pass protection was not. It has not been the Dallas Cowboys offensive line like it was 3, 4, 5 years ago when you had those all-pro linemen, okay? You overpaid for Zeke.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knows it. He has not produced since he got paid. And we just talked about this last night on our baseball podcast about when players get paid,
you get fat.
You get fat. You get lazy. You get complacent. And that's exactly what's happened. I don't care if Zeke came into training camp in the best shape of his life. He didn't fucking produce. He did not fucking produce. Get rid of him. Keep Cooper on the outside in the slot. Like, you have Amari Cooper, who is one of the best route runners in the game right now. And you let him go.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get that organization anymore. It's hard to see, them do what they do in some of these picks and some of the moves that they make. And honestly, I hate to say it. I really do. But I think it needs to be done. I think someone needs to try and buy the fucking Dallas Cowboys from Jerry Jones. Whether it's Elon Musk or
Bezos, Musk. You're buying Twitter. He says he wants to buy Coke, put the cocaine back in. He might as well buy the Cowboys.
Might as well.
He's spending all this money.
Hey. Like,
yeah. I mean, he's got the paycheck to do it, or the checkbook to do it.
Yeah. Seahawks picks are in.
Yeah. I'm curious if they go quarterback here or if they're going to try to build.
Charles Cross.
Yeah, they're building a foundation. Look, I don't like Charles Cross. I don't think he's going to be a great pro. I think at some point he's going to be a guard. They're going to have to move him off the tackle to guard. But even if he goes to guard and he ends up a 10-year guy, it's a fine pick. You're building a foundation. I think it's the right approach for the Seahawks. I was going to be disappointed if they traded if they drafted Malik Willis after the decision they've made that they're moving on, they're going to rebuild. You don't rebuild by drafting a rookie quarterback right off the bat. That's not how you rebuild. So
no, you gotta have some things in place. Yeah, you have to have some things in place to protect your number one pick or your quarterback.
I think Schneider understands that from the success that they had with Russell Wilson under his rookie contract. So I think this reflects the fact that they're remembering how much success they had with a rookie quarterback that had a really good foundation around great defense, great running game, some wide receivers that could make some plays here and there, but they really leaned on that defense and that running game. So
yeah, absolutely.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I hope for their sake he's better than I think he's going to be, but I'm not a big believer in Cross.
We shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see. Jets are on the board again. So they're using their second pick for the first round here.
Is this the one that's going to change logos?
Let's see here. Honestly, I think you go offensive line.
Who's left on the board? I'm trying to think of who's after Cross. There's
All right, so hold up here. Let's look at something here real quick. Okay, let's look at your first top 10.
Oh, let's not do that.
No, let's. Okay, so you still have Kenny Pickett. Okay, you still have Kenny Pickett. You still have Kenny Hamilton and Chris Olave. Okay, so 3 out of your top 10, and this is pick number 10. Okay, so hey, right now you're at 70%. You're doing pretty solid. Let's look at me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, fuck me.
So you got 1, 2. You actually had Stingley in there. I got to tip my cap to that, buddy.
Shit, I did.
You did. So you've got what?
So okay,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still on the board. You're at 50%.
So here's where the Jets go. Here's where the Jets go right here. Tyler Linderbaum, center, Iowa. That's where they go.
Dude, he's a fucking mauler. Whoever takes him is getting a stalwart 10, 12, 15-year starter at center.
Okay, that was your post. This was your post combine. So hey, you got it.
Hey, was a little better.
Hey, you got Aiden Hutchinson right at number 2.
I did. Did not get the first pick right though.
Hey, it's all right. It happens. Wow, Trayvon Walker.
I did move him up to 9.
You didn't have him in your first one, but you have him number 9 in your second. So hey, kudos to you for bringing him up there.
I shot a better percentage on my first 10 though.
Yeah, and here's wow, just fucks it up here big time.
We both shot a better percentage on our first 10.
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did. Yep,
we did.
Man,
we both need to get this one though. This number 10, it might help our numbers to get back to respectable.
Hey, you're at 70% right now. I'm at 50%. So
yeah, true.
Oh, pick is in. All right, I like it, yeah. Dude.
The speed of this so far has been pleasurable. Yeah. I like it.
Still gonna be 11. Still gonna be 11:30.
Still gonna be a late night.
Yep. Yep.
Still gonna be a late night.
Oh, the Jets added my boy Zerline. I did not see that.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry for him and his wife.
Right. Good for them. Golly, I love that pick. Listen, if you're gonna mirror anything over the last 3 to 4 years to help your quarterback, look at the Bengals and look what they did, putting playmakers around Joe Burrow. If you think you've got the offensive line there in New York, this is a great pick. I love putting another big-time playmaker outside for Zach Wilson. You might see Wilson squared here, but I love him opposite of Elijah Moore. They bring 2 different styles to the game. Garrett Wilson's a burner. Elijah Moore's a guy that he's more of kind of an in-traffic guy. I love this pick for the Jets. As long as they feel good about where they're at on the offensive line, whether it's people on the roster or picks they're going to be able to make on days 2 and 3, I love this pick. Put some playmakers around Zach Wilson. Get him comfortable. Give him some guys to throw to.
Yeah.
Chris Olave, let's go. Number 11. Come on, Olave. Malik Willis is still on the board, though. You did say originally
Malik Willis. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did.
You did.
I did.
We're going to see if you nailed it.
Man, if he goes to you,
I'm starting to get real excited about the prospect of Malik Wilson wearing the burgundy and gold, man.
It would be
the last couple of weeks. I've really started to get excited about that possibility.
Man, it'd be tough for me not to root for you and Malik
Welcome to the
Willis.
dark side.
Man,
I'm really curious about where they go here.
well, hey, you know what? You got Ron Rivera calling the shots here, so I mean, you can't really fuck it up.
Oh, he will. And then blame somebody else. I won't say the name, but he'll find somebody else to blame.
Who's this lady?
Oh, whoa! The Saints traded up.
Trade. Oh, what'd you get?
Wow. Wow. What did we get in return? Wow.
So they moved. So they swapped.
So we got their pick this year. It looks like. Where did they pick originally? 19. So they moved up 8 spots. Or it might be 16. So maybe 5 spots. Wow. Okay. Look. I said I wanted one of 3 scenarios. I said Olave, I said Willis, or trade back. Those were my acceptable terms of the negotiation that I had with Washington that they weren't aware of. They were not privy to the negotiation I was having with them.
Yeah.
And I said, one of those 3 or I'm out. We traded back. I'm okay with this. I just want to know which one it is, 16 or 19. And what else we got in return. If we got a couple of mid-round picks this year, I like it because we can build the roster out here, build some depth. Wow. 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 Who are the Saints going to take now, though? We got to talk about that.
Quarterback.
Holy cow.
Malik Willis.
Yeah, Dad, I was hoping Ron would pick the right guy, but we traded. Malik Willis, huh? You think they moved up for him? It's possible.
Nah.
It's possible, but who would they move up for? They got beads. Do we at least get to see some titties, though? I probably shouldn't say that with what's going on with Washington, but
that's true.
Yeah, I like the move. I want to see the terms. But I'm okay with the trade back because I don't think this team is one player away, and certainly not a first round pick away from being a Super Bowl contender. So you still got to build the foundation. I want to see the terms. What are the terms? Let me see if I can find Shefty. Oh, there we go. 16th pick. And okay. Oh, I like what JP Finley's fucking singing right now. Washington gets the 16th pick and more ammo later in the draft. Rappaport reported it. Watch for Olave at 16. God, I love the sound of that. Golly, if we trade back, get some ammo in the middle of the draft, and still get Olave, ooh, I might do a little happy dance right here on live. Ooh, I like that. I wonder what we picked up though. Let me see what Rap Sheet has to say. Trading back from 11, Saints. Trading back from 11. I still don't see exactly what's the terms. So still interesting. But we moved back to 16. So we only moved back 5 spots. Be great if we got 16 and 19, fuckers. Who do the Saints get? Are they going quarterback?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Do they go Willis or do they go Pickett? Who fits that offensive scheme more, do you think?
Well, I don't know. You got a new head coach.
Head coach. I think they're going to still try to run some of that Sean Payton type offense. If that's the case, I think a guy like Kenny Pickett fits that a little more. But if they are looking to really change things and bring in a new vibe, a new regime, I think a guy as dynamic as Malik Willis would be a good pick here. They do need wide receiver help, though.
Well, to be honest with you, I think Michael Thomas is.
He's probably out the door.
He's out the door. I think you've seen his best days.
Yep.
You know,
I agree with you 100%. So they need some wide receiver help. Let's see. London's off the board. Wilson's off the board. Do they go Olave? God, I hope not. Do they go Jameson Williams?
What do we got on here? Jeez.
I don't know. Is that Tony Gonzalez? It is. What is this? Oh, God. We're promoting the schedule release. The NFL really is fucking narcissistic. Yeah.
Come on, Ron, pick the right guy.
Is that Austin Eckler up there?
Yeah. With all they got for some beads.
Come on, just announce the damn pick.
Oh, speaking of Amazon here, did you hear this? That NFL and Amazon were in talks, or maybe it was just Amazon trying to get an NFL game on the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would be Good Friday.
That's college day.
Yeah. That would be weird. I mean, it's unique. It's boy. Yeah, that's weird. I love when players talk fantasy football. They're so aware of it.
Oh, yeah, they are. All right. Well,
Jesus, they're taking their time getting to this fucking pick. Holy cow.
While we're waiting for a pick, let's take a quick minute break here. Go drain some things, refill on some beers, get some food. So we'll see you back here in 1 minute.
This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion. I got tons of soul on my true collective.
Oh, they did too. God fucking damn it. I'm so fucking disappointed.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah.
Oh,
they fucking took Olave, man.
Oh, they did. That sucks.
I'm so disappointed. I don't even know what to say. Like Ron fucked it up. Like we fucked it up again. We fucked it up again. Unless we got several mid-round picks. Like this is
But you didn't.
I haven't seen the terms yet. Have you seen them?
I haven't. No. I thought you did. I thought you said you did.
No. They said we got more ammo later in the draft, but I can't. I'm so
Hey, your Malik Willis is still there.
I just don't have any words, man. Like I see like everybody's saying they had to get more picks because Wentz ate up cap space, but come on. Like we're gonna lose Terry McLaurin in fucking a year and a half. Like,
yep. Okay.
God, I hate this. I'm so mad. Oh.
So I'm trying to find.
God, that's such a good pick for the fucking Saints, though. That dude is gonna be a fucking stud.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's the best playmaker in this draft. Oh, I'm so mad.
Yeah.
Oh, the Lions moved up.
Whoa.
Malik Willis is coming off the board.
Yes, he is. Yes.
You called it, buddy. You called the trade up.
Oh, pick is in. Pick is in.
You called the trade up.
Come on.
You called the trade up.
Come on, baby.
Malik Willis is not in his seat anymore. Malik Willis got up out of his seat.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that's where he was sitting. Ooh, Malik Willis to the Lions, buddy. You called it, but at 12. Well done.
Come on.
The Eagles just moved up behind the Lions. The Eagles are looking to get a wide receiver. Are they going to get Jahan Dotson? Or are they going to get Burks? Traylon Burks?
I think Dotson. But who cares?
That.
Who cares?
Malik Willis off the board here?
Come on. If I get this right, just call me a fucking NFL insider.
I'm going to call you Nostradamus. Williams, maybe. Yeah, Dad, you're absolutely right. Good move, gone bad. I just
okay, trade. Lions received the 12th overall pick and second.
Oh, okay. There's the Lions. They got a second round pick. The Vikings got 32, 34, and a third next year. Okay.
Let's go.
The Vikings have to trade away some cap space too. So
yeah, maybe they're looking for a quarterback.
What happened to Kellen Mond beating Kirk Cousins out?
Come on.
Let's go, Malik. What a pick. Ooh, excuse me.
They moved 20 spots.
Oh my God. Oh, wow. Wow. They fucking really wanted him, man. Wow. He's walking around on a brace. Look at them spaghetti legs. Man, those legs are thin. Wow. Wow.
It's a splash move by Detroit.
Wow. Oh, my God. Holy shit.
I don't know how I feel about this pick. Obviously, I don't like it because it fucked my Malik Willis to the Lions here.
Yeah.
But moving up 20 spots.
They are real sure about this guy.
And you're taking him off of a torn ACL.
He's already working out without a brace, though.
Is he?
Yeah. They say he's so far ahead of schedule. Oh my God. Wow.
Okay, so trade alert here. Philadelphia is now on the clock. The Texans traded the 13th pick to the Eagles. Texans move back to number 15 overall, and they receive a 4th rounder and 2 fifths for dropping 2 fucking spots.
2 spots. The
So
Eagles. What are the Eagles going to do now, though? I think they made that move thinking that they were going to get Jameson Williams. Who do they get now? Is it Dotson?
Now you go after Dotson.
Is it Dotson? I think it's got to be, right?
It has to be.
Hey, remember I said we were going to have a run 8 to 12?
Yeah, no shit.
We had a bigger run than I thought. 4 wide receivers taken 8 to 12.
I mean, 20 spots for a wide receiver?
They must really like him. That's a big move for a wide receiver. Last time we saw something like this, it was Julio Jones.
Man.
Ooh.
Man. Thanks a lot, Detroit. Wow. Very well spoken. Nice job. Nice job. Look what you're getting, Detroit. Good job. I don't like that. I don't like that pick.
I don't either. I don't like the trade up 20 spots.
No, exactly.
To do it. And I know that they have picks, and they did get a 2nd rounder back. Now they're in the middle of the 2nd round, but they must have really felt like somebody was going to go up and get him, and they wanted him bad.
But 20 spots.
That's a shocker, buddy. That's a shocker. That is a big surprise in this draft. Wow.
Have you
why can I not figure out the terms? Oh, here it is. They got 16. They got a 3rd round pick and a 4th round pick. We get fleeced all the time.
Ugh. It'd be interesting to see or to hear Flint's thoughts on them moving up 20 spots to draft a wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm curious what he thinks for sure. I just wow. This is that shook up the draft, I think, a little bit. The Lions moving 20 spots to get Jameson Williams, because now I think we're going to see the run on wide receivers continue here. I think we're going to see Philly, and then let's see what
Eagles picking Pickens starting at wide receiver.
I mean, that fake slide, he's pretty athletic. I got to look at the order again because let's see. So we've got Philly into 13, Baltimore at 14, and then Houston at 15. I don't think we're going to see a wide receiver off the board at 14. We might see a wide receiver off the board at 15 with Houston, but at 16, JP Finley, one of the local writers, was saying that he likes the idea of Traylon Burks going to Washington at 16. He even said it early before the draft. He said on his live show that his dream scenario, if he were the GM of Washington, his dream scenario would be trading back with New Orleans at 16 and then taking Burks at 16. So maybe I like Traylon Burks. I think it might be a little high at 16, but you've traded back. You've gotten some draft capital. Now maybe you go get your guy. Whew. My guy was Chris Olave, though.
Yeah.
I'm so mad about that. See? They just got beat to the punch. You figure they're taking a quarterback, though. You figure they're coming up for a quarterback. Now Philly's got to take the next best guy again. How pissed are Philly fans going to be when Jameson Williams is a perennial Pro Bowler and Jahan Dotson is selling fucking cheesesteaks down at the local pub?
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. That would be the most Philly fucking thing to happen at the wide receiver position, man. They missed on Jefferson. They missed on fucking they've missed on like 3 or 4 wide receivers over the last like 8 years.
Yeah, didn't they miss on
they got Baker, he's terrible. Devontae Smith is the first time they've really hit on anything.
Yeah.
And even that, the jury's still out because Jalen Hurts is fucking terrible. Oh, God. Wow. If you're in Philly's war room and you move up from 15 to 13 after you watch Detroit move up to 12, you must be thinking they're going quarterback, right? You don't make a 20-spot move for anything but a quarterback.
You would think so.
Conventional knowledge would say. Yeah. Clearly, they've bucked the trend. But if you're Philly, you're like, okay, we're going to move up to 13. We're going to make sure we get our guy. And if your guy was Jameson Williams, now you're like, oh, fuck.
Dude, the pick is in. Just fucking let's go.
Right. Like, I appreciate the idea of theatrics, but not in the first round, do in the second round.
Yeah. Just get it going. Like, okay, if the Eagles pick is in, then Baltimore's clock should already start.
Right. Who is it? Jahan Dotson?
That's what I'm thinking. Jordan Davis, defense tackle.
Wow. That was plan B?
Guess so.
God, I hate that being in the fucking division. Jesus Christ. They go from Fletcher Cox to Jordan Davis? God, we got to deal with that fucking guy. I like that suit, bless you.
Thank you.
I like that suit he's got on, though. That's pretty cool. That's pretty tight. Man. That's a good pick for Philly. I think you've got to look at what Fletcher Cox, he's winding down. You've got to get a guy that's going to be able to fill that spot. I think Jordan Davis is good. Well done, Aaron. Well done.
Damn.
That war room is just full of fucking hookers and blow and cheesesteaks. I hate that that's a good pick for Philly, though.
Yeah, you and me both.
He's such a monster. I like that guy a lot. As big as he is,
huge.
To be able to move the way he does, too.
Yep.
It's unreal.
So who does Baltimore go with here?
See, this is the most intriguing, I think, of these middle picks between 10 and 20. This is the most intriguing because I wonder if Dobbins is going to be healthy. Do you reach on like a Reese here, or do you go, O-line? Do you go tight end? There's some tight end playmakers. I don't think this is quite.
See, I don't.
High.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think, when they were productive is when they had the 2 tight end system.
Yeah.
They got away from that. I don't see them going back to it. They should, obviously, for obvious reasons, but I don't think they will. Wow. Comparing him to Albert Hainsworth, Albert Hainsworth was good for a while until he got paid. I mean, you can attest to that.
Well, Boog's a fucking hater, man. He's so loyal to LSU.
Yeah, he is.
He's not a good analyst.
Definitely
I can understand.
Definitely not.
Yeah, Aaron, I think they do need O-line. I think that's a safe bet here. I just don't know who's available.
I would say O-line too.
Yeah, I think I locked up here. Can you
What's
still
that?
hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, my video locked up. Okay, my audio is not locked up. Good.
Sometimes sometimes that happens to me too, where the video freezes, but I can still hear people.
Yeah, I think O-line's a good bet. I could see them going DB as well. Maybe even a Kyle Hamilton going safety, possibly.
Picks in. I like it.
Ooh, I like what Kuiper just brought up. Jermaine Johnson, that's your guy. You had him in the top 10 in your second pick. I could see a pass rusher here. They do need to reload. They've lost some pass rushers over the last couple of years. Judon and Smith that went to Green Bay.
Oh, Houston's picks in
already.
So yes, they've already said it.
Well, that's interesting. All right, my video unlocked. I don't know what the hell is going on. That was weird. So Houston's pick's already in too?
Houston's pick. That's what they said.
Wow. So we're gonna get 2 quick ones back to back, huh?
So you're gonna get Malik Willis at 16? Or who do you go with now? Who do you go with now that you moved down?
Olave's off the board.
Yeah.
If they went Burks, I like Burks as a guy who can do a lot of things.
Or what if Dotson's still there?
But they went and signed Curtis Samuel last year as the guy. I don't like Jahan Dotson, so I hope they don't go Dotson. But that means they're probably going to go Dotson because that's what fucking Ron and company do.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be opposed to seeing them trade back one more time. If there's a trade partner to move back one more time, I think I'd be okay with that. Because I think a guy like Nakobe Dean now is sliding enough that if we move back in the early to mid-20s, I'd like to get a guy like Nakobe Dean. I'm just very confused.
Hey, don't worry, bud. Cowboys will fuck it up too.
Yeah.
All right, Ravens. Kyle Hamilton, good pick.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick for them. I think that's a guy that fits what they're trying to do. They need some playmakers in the defensive secondary there. Pairing him with a guy like Marcus Peters too, I think helps that defense.
Yeah.
I like that pick for the Ravens. They need to get back to having really good safety play there.
Really good,
For
yes.
years.
Yeah.
For years, is that safety play was kind of the big deal there in both Pittsburgh and Baltimore. I think Baltimore wants to get back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Houston's fucking pick. All in already.
Yeah, buddy, I like it. It's the way it should be.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get this shit moving.
Have we had any top picks so far not be there, be at home with family?
Yeah. One of them was at home in Atlanta. That was
Okay.
Trevon Walker. Actually, the number one pick.
Really? Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. I think that might possibly be the only one so far that's been at home.
Okay.
I think. I can't think of another one. I think that might be the only one. They're comparing Kyle Hamilton to Jalen Ramsey, huh? That's a bold comparison.
That's a bold comparison right there.
That's a bold comparison. Wow.
See how it plays out.
Jesus.
All right, come on, Houston. Let's go. Whoa.
Breaking some news.
Man, Ravens and Cardinals made a trade. The
Baltimore moved up.
Houston Texans select Kenyon Green, guard.
I look. They needed offensive line help. They got it later, but I like what they did there. If you are at all sold on Davis Mills, you've got to protect him.
Yeah. Okay, so Washington is up next. Sorry, we'll get back to the trade here. But Hollywood Brown is on the move. Hollywood
Well,
Brown,
they're trading Marquise Brown to Arizona.
Arizona. Yes.
Where are they going to put? Where are they going to put him?
I don't know, but
They've got Nuke, they've got AJ, they've got Rondell Moore, Marquise Brown.
well, they're gonna have another quarterback to throw.
They're going to throw 2 balls.
Yeah.
They've got Ertz. They got Max coming back. Like,
yeah, I don't think Ertz is going to be a big factor.
no, but I mean, I guess it's a,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a roster spot, but
Yeah.
That's interesting because Hollywood Brown's only 3 years into his career. They're giving up on him. Maybe.
Oh, Washington's placed in.
Wow, Washington made their pick.
Love it. I love it. Who we going with? Who we going with? Okay, hold up. Let me ask you this. Besides Dotson, who is one pick that you do not want them to draft? Okay, before you answer that, Cardinals trade 23rd overall pick to the Ravens for the 100th overall pick and Marquise Brown.
23 and 100 for Hollywood Brown. That's a good return for them because I don't think Marquise Brown, to begin with, I didn't like him coming out of the draft. But
okay. So besides Dotson, who is one player? Shane Falco. I love it.
Look, I think I'd be okay with Shane Falco or even Johnny Utah, the other guy he plays.
That's awesome.
I don't know. I'm so fixated on the fact that they may be picking Jahan Dotson here that I'm mad that that's a possibility. I don't know that I have another guy, honestly, that I wouldn't like them to pick, if I'm being honest. I can't think of another guy that would push me over the edge. I have a couple of guys that I would like to see picked here.
Okay, let's hear it.
Even though we paid all that money to Curtis Samuel last year, I would still like to see possibly Traylon Burks.
Who?
Traylon Burks.
Okay.
Out of Arkansas. Dude's got fucking hands bigger than DeAndre Hopkins. It's crazy. They had to make him special gloves in college. He's a guy he's a bit like a Deebo Samuel, too. He can play multiple positions, and that's what Curtis Samuel was brought over to do. But I don't trust Curtis Samuel to stay on the field. So if we go Traylon Burks, I'd be happy. If we went to Kobe Dean, I'd be happy because we need an off-ball linebacker. If we went with an offensive lineman to try to replenish what we lost, Scherf's gone, I think I'd be happy there as well if we went with like an interior lineman. I wouldn't mind a Tyler Linderbaum here because we have not had a steady center in Washington probably in a decade, honestly. Like, that's a position we have thrown a lot of resources at the center position. It's not for lack of trying, but we have not been able to find a guy that can play that position on the regular and be steady in probably a decade, maybe more. So if we went with like a Tyler Linderbaum, I think I'd be happy. I think they want to go DB, but I don't, unless we go, and his name's elude me right now, with the safety out of Michigan, I just don't know. I don't know where we go if we're not going wide receiver. Because I think they see the writing on the wall with McLaurin that they're not gonna be willing to pay him the $25 million that other wide receivers are getting. So I think we have to replenish that. So I'm gonna lean here and I'm gonna say, Ron, please don't fuck this up and take Dotson. Let's take Traylon Burks. That's where I'm leaning. Let's take Traylon Burks here. Oh, please don't fuck this up. 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 Please don't fuck this up.
Like the pick's been in for about 5 minutes, but they just refuse to let everyone know. I love it. Just love it.
Look, Lewis just said something there with the Hollywood Brown thing. Is he's got chemistry with Kyler Murray? Fine. He has not been a good NFL player though.
Yeah.
I don't like the move for Arizona. I love the move for Baltimore. I got a first and a third for fucking a guy that I was ready to get rid of. Shit. All right.
Here we go. The most Ron thing to do. Oh.
That's the only guy I didn't want, man.
No, you are incorrect on this one. He does not have the best hands in this draft.
No, he doesn't.
No.
Chris Olave does.
Chris Olave, exactly. Well, all right. So you got that going for you, which is nice.
I hope that they figure out how to use this guy. Like, I have to get positive now about it, right? Because it's reality. He's on the team. So if they use him as a guy that they can interchange in the slot and on the outside to get on some vertical routes, get the ball in his hands early, maybe he's got some. Like, God, I don't believe that they're going to use him properly. I also that's a disappointing pick. That's a disappointing pick.
Oh, over there in Nazareth, PA. I know exactly where that's at.
That is a disappointing pick.
Oh, Chargers pick is in. I like it. Good. Let's get to it. Now, why can't they do this for everyone that says pick is in?
Good pick for them. Dude, they continue to just build around Justin Herbert. Good for them. That's a general manager, that's a coaching staff that has a fucking plan.
Yeah.
We have a coaching staff and a GM fucking contingent in Washington that just goes into this drooling on themselves, shitting down their legs, and has no plan. Like, have a fucking game plan. Don't just throw spackle at the wall and see what sticks. Golly. Good for them. Oh, the Eagles traded down now.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Eagles have been maneuvering a lot. Good for LA, though. That's a good pick. Zion Johnson's a solid guy. Anchor in the middle. Leave him at guard. I know that they just mentioned his versatility, but leave him at guard. Let him be a mauler. He's a big, big body. Let him be a mauler in there. Clearing space for Austin Eckler. Good pass protector. He can play tackle. You know he's going to be solid at guard, protecting the pass. Justin Herbert, they're putting some good. Rashawn Slaughter last year, and they're doing some big things to help Justin Herbert out. Good for them.
Whoa, Titans are trading A.J. Brown to the Eagles.
Oh, that was part of the trade.
Yeah, and a third rounder.
Ooh. That's interesting.
Titans are on the clock now. Titans trading A.J. Brown to the Eagles for the 18th pick and a third round pick.
Wow. I mean, it's a guy they weren't planning on signing. Do we see Debo get traded today too?
Okay, so do they go Burks here?
It's possible. Burks is kind of a AJ Brown comparison. AJ Brown, Debo, that kind of comparison. They've made that comparison. So maybe they look to reload with a young guy and they wait for the wide receiver market to kind of settle the fuck down.
Wow. So the Eagles fucking receive AJ Brown. Huh.
Now I got to root against that guy.
No, the pick is in. Go to the damn pick.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to run and take a leak there in this commercial break. I will be right back.
We're going to take a commercial break as well.
I like it. Dude, I could fucking cry over that Dotson pick, man. That's just so disappointing. Like you maneuver, you get some draft capital. I hope that they have a plan for 1 and 2. I hope that they think that Curtis Samuel is going to be healthy this year, because Curtis Samuel was signed to be what I think Treylon Burks is going to be in the NFL. If somehow Curtis Samuel gets healthy, maybe we don't need to get that ability, but fuck, man. Excuse me. I could fucking cry over that pick.
It's all right, buddy. It's all right.
Yeah, I'll get over it eventually.
No, you won't. We'll hear about all this next year.
Yeah.
And the next year after that.
Yep. That's a good bet.
So the pick's been in for 4 minutes here, and we haven't announced it yet. So let's go. Come on. Let's kind of like pick up the pace here, because I'm kind of liking this set of pace here.
What do you got going over there? You got pick insiders over there?
A little bit, yes.
A little bit? Nice.
A little bit, yeah. I mean,
you got the news feed?
I can't really tell you right now, because I mean
oh. I think
here we go.
I think Louis Riddick gave it away. They're going Treylon Burks. I think Louis Riddick just gave it away. They're getting too obvious with their researchers.
Yeah.
They're getting too obvious, man. Like you can't just talk about the position and the exact player in vague terms right before the pick every time. And
exactly.
Like, oh, you're just that smart. This guy is an A.J. Brown comparison, and Louis Riddick's like, I think they can get a guy that compares to A.J. Brown. Like, come on. Jesus. I like this guy, though. I think that's a real good pick for the Titans.
Yeah.
He's a guy that can do a lot of things for you.
Yeah. Bigger guy, too. You know, muscular, big
body.
Yeah. I think that's what's going to kind of separate him from some of these other wide receivers.
Yeah.
Is just the physicality that he brings to the table that some of these, cornerbacks and everything else, they're just not going to be able to handle him because of his physicality.
Yep. We've talked about it a lot with a guy like Debo. He's just so hard to tackle. I think that's what you're going to see with a Traylon Burks.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go. Which one are you watching?
What's that?
Which draft are you watching? Are you watching
I'm
ESPN?
on the ESPN feed.
Okay. I'm on the NFL Network.
Oh, okay.
But they were just making.
I probably should switch over to NFL Network. Boog's fucking getting on my nerves.
But they just made the comparison to Debo for Traylon Burks.
Yeah. Malik Willis. Wow. Yeah. About to see the Steelers get their quarterback and not have to move up. Or does New Orleans take a quarterback?
Here's my theory on this, okay? I think Pitt will go with the homegrown guy
Pickett?
And go with Pickett. I don't think they'll go Willis.
That'd be interesting.
So then I don't know where Willis would go.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah, because I think at that point,
I really think if he
does Detroit get him at number 2 in the second, or no, they traded 34.
No, they traded.
That's right, they traded 34.
They traded with Minnesota.
Yep. Who's left that might? I mean, you see
in New Orleans. Okay, come on, let's go.
No. I if Willis doesn't go to Pittsburgh at 20, boy, oh boy, we're going to see him possibly on the board to the middle of the second round.
Are you talking Malik Willis?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I know they have a backup quarterback. Tampa Bay?
Maybe. Do they look for the next guy?
Yeah.
Because I don't know that they like Kyle Trask as much as they might have let on last year. So maybe, possibly. I think if he doesn't go here, we're either going to see a team come up in the mid-20s or he's going to be on the board late, much, much later than expected. Because Minnesota's not going to draft him. Maybe Carolina at 38.
Miami?
I think they're sold on Tua. I think they are.
Fuck.
I think they are.
Cubbies lost.
Ah, damn. Sucks. Yeah, it's going to be tough to figure out where Malik Willis lands if he doesn't 20.
Or it could go to Tennessee. If you're not fully
Tannehill.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
Because I mean, let's be honest, Tannehill is a middle of the road quarterback. So Terry
from the Ozarks. I could see maybe a Tennessee because they like to move the pocket. But I just think, I mean, maybe Tennessee, possibly long shot Tampa. But I see him slipping. Are we not going to see a quarterback in the first round? I feel like Pittsburgh has to take. Right?
Your best bet right now is Pittsburgh.
I feel like Pittsburgh has to take a quarterback.
I agree. I think
Pittsburgh's never been a franchise that just reaches. Are we not going to see a quarterback in the first round?
It's either going here or the next pick. Who the Saints pick? Trevor Penning, tackle, Northern Iowa. Wow.
That's a good ball player. That's a good foundational piece. The Saints have done a good job in the first round here. At the expense of fucking Washington with Chris Olave. Fucking dickheads. That's a good pick. They are in desperate need of reloading on that offensive line. Good pick.
So I here, for me, I would love to see Willis go just because I think he's going to have more upside than Pickett. But I think Pittsburgh goes with Pickett.
You think they go Pickett?
I think they do.
You think it's been all smoke and mirrors with Willis?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the homegrown talent, we saw it in Detroit picking Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Maybe. It would be interesting to see Pickett go to Pittsburgh because they've got Mitch Trubisky as the only guy on the roster right now. Do they make it an open competition? And Pickett being the most pro-ready guy in this draft, at least that's been the consensus. Does he go win that starting job?
Time will tell here. Time will tell. New England, I think you go offensive line or you go defense?
For New England?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Pick is in.
And they are staying put, at least. I think if you're New England, I think you still build around Mac. I could see offensive line. I think that's a good place.
Yeah.
I don't know who's left. Let's see. Who's left on the big board for offensive lineman? I'm not real sure who's left. Let's see. At tackle, Penning's the last first-round rated guy that Kuiper had on the board. Who's left it? Linderbaum?
Center maybe. For Iowa. Or, I'm sorry, Purdue.
Yeah. Linderbaum.
No, Iowa.
Linderbaum, he's kind of the last big O lineman on Kuiper's big board for the first round, but let's see. Let me look at his positional rankings. Lucas Petit. No, I see Penning's really the last first round tackle. Maybe a Dylan Parham. He's kind of a borderline first round pick. Be a little early. I think Linderbaum is a possibility. I don't know what their center position is like. with the Patriots, but if they need a center, Linderbaum would be a guy.
Yeah.
That would be a
And
guy who's
for Green
Oh no,
Bay-
they've got David Andrews. They're pretty set. I'm not sure. I think offensive line would be a good way to go, but maybe with what's left, maybe they do go defense.
Yeah.
Oh, I still have not recovered from pick number 16. I have not. That's Isn't that just the most Ron fucking Rivera thing to do though? Like, yeah, Aaron, maybe one of the tackles if you see him as a guy who can move inside to guard for sure. And then maybe you take him at this level if you think he can be a high performing guard. Guard's a tough one to take in the first round because there's so many guys that can just slot in.
Slide over.
Yeah, so, is that an advantage in the first round? Possibly, but also you might see that as later in the draft, I can take one of these offensive tackles that doesn't have good feet and move him into guard. So we can see that. I also think that there's the possibility that New England takes an offensive playmaker to give Mac another weapon. I don't think they feel real good about all the free agents they signed last year.
Yeah.
They took a big swing, and I don't know that they feel really good about it. So maybe they go and try to get a guy. Bill doesn't have a real good track record with first-round picks on the offensive side of the ball, though. Oh, excuse me.
Let's go, Goodell. Pick's been in for 4 fucking minutes.
Oh let's get this fucking show on the road.
Oh, shit.
They're just making sure they can get that hour and a half or 3.5 hours of commercial time.
Fuck.
Fucking dickheads. Oh, they're definitely going quarterback. Because everybody's been talking quarterback now. So they got their insider info. Did you get your little ticker boost? Kenny Pickett?
Yeah, right. The Immaculate Reception. You have to fucking read that from a fucking card?
Right. Matt Ariza.
Kenny Pickett.
That's a very interesting turn of events.
So you have one quarterback go first round. And now it's going to be tough for me to see where Malik Willis goes.
I think he's going to slide pretty far, man.
Yeah. I think we saw some shakeup there where obviously did not see the Lions taking a wide receiver at 12, moving up.
After moving 20 spots.
Moving up 20 fucking spots.
Did the Steelers just go with the safe pick?
Yeah.
Do you
But they
think
need,
that?
but to be honest with you, they needed a quarterback. I mean, you had Mitchell Trubisky, which here's my thing with Trubisky. Okay, the whole regime in Chicago, like the dude got
Yeah.
fucked. The dude
Yeah,
got
he never had a chance.
he got to go to Buffalo last year, be a backup, learn that system, play behind Josh Allen, who to be honest with you, has worked his ass off since being in the league and is where he is now. So yeah, on this one, I think it's going to be a quarterback battle between the two.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Trubisky started first half of the season. But they did need another quarterback.
Yeah, I'm curious. I wonder if they took that pick thinking he was going to start this year. I think maybe they took that pick thinking that they were getting a guy who's ready to go now. And Aaron, you're right. You did predict that. I kind of thought it was off the wall a little bit at the time, but good prediction.
Ooh.
Chiefs are in.
Kansas City Chiefs traded or moved up to the 21st pick. So I'm curious to see what they gave to New England here.
And what'd they come up for?
Yeah. Offensive line?
Maybe. I know the prevailing thought ahead of time was that they were going to try to get Jamison Williams to replace that Tyreek Hill speed. But
well, you got to move up 20 spots in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Aaron. Good job, buddy.
Nailed it. Mm-hmm. I forgot Whipple was the quarterback coach for Ben Roethlisberger. Interesting.
Pick is in. Let's go.
Right. Let's fucking make this pick. $29 and a third and a fourth.
Wow.
I mean, 8 spots, I guess. Wow. Bill fucking Belichick just getting more mid-round picks.
No shit.
Get back to what made him fucking great under Brady. Yo, the Kansas City won that deal if they threw in Mahomes' girl. You couldn't fucking get her for a fucking serving a pocket lint. That's an interesting pick.
Yeah, it is.
There are some people that are really high on Trent McDuffie too. Yeah.
So, okay. Does Green Bay go wide receiver now that they lost Devontae?
There was some talk that they were trying to get Darren Waller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know that that's necessarily going to happen. So, maybe they go wide receiver here. I wouldn't be surprised if Green Bay traded down.
Will that sit well with Aaron?
Yeah, that's the curious thing, and I think it's going to depend on what they do with those picks if they do trade down. There's some depth at wide receiver in this draft. They could get a couple of guys, and then tight ends are going to start to come off the board in round 2. So maybe they can get a couple of guys to play with Aaron.
They need some offensive line help, though, too.
They do need a little bit of offensive line help for sure. Yep. It'll be interesting to see what Green Bay is going to do. Easy, lady. Jesus. He's going to wing that baby around?
Uh-huh.
Jeez.
All right. Refill.
Holy cow. Yeah, buddy. That's an interesting pick for yeah. They got Jones, they got Rodgers. They need another Aaron. Maybe they'll draft Aaron Outhouse. What position do you play?
Green Bay's pick is in.
Wow, they stayed put. I'm surprised. I thought there was potential they would trade back. I wonder what they're going to take here. Do they try to replace Ryan Lindsley and go Linderbaum? Do they get a wide receiver?
I think they go. I think they either go wide receiver or they go offensive line.
Aaron says he plays a little bit of everything. The Swiss Army knife. That's why they're going to pick you.
Yeah,
that'll make the Aaron trifecta complete. Who are they going to go with at wide receiver?
Your call. Offensive line.
Yeah.
In exchange for 22 first and second round picks. Yeah, so go wide receiver or go go offensive line here.
Dallas has back-to-back picks, or is that Baltimore? That's Baltimore.
That's Baltimore.
So what? They're gonna go wide receiver? Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah?
No, I don't think so. Like you said, I don't know who they go with wide receiver.
Sky Moore, Christian Watson. Christian Watson was a borderline first-round pick. Maybe they go with him. Speed. Yeah, Aaron, those were the glory days.
Okay. They keep going defensive.
They just love putting defensive guys around Aaron Rodgers.
Christmas.
I mean, they've got some picks. They've got some draft capital, especially after the Devontae Adams trade. But boy, I feel like Aaron's got to be sitting there like, are we gonna take anybody on the offensive side of the ball? For fuck's sake. And I know they've got 28, so maybe that's where you get a guy like a Christian Watson, maybe. You know, if you're going to take him, you take him with your second pick, not your first pick. Yeah. This guy's pretty good. Quay Walker is good. You know, I'll give him credit for that. This guy is a solid off-ball linebacker, but I was going to say, I think Nakobe Dean's the guy, but I think Quay Walker's fine.
Baltimore just traded their pick
Who are the Bills moving up to get?
to the Bills.
Who are the Bills moving up to get?
It was weird because it first had okay. It first had Minnesota up there, and it was like, and then it went to the Bills here. So
must have been some jostling for position. Who are the Bills gonna get?
they need some offensive line help.
They could go O-line. I could see that. They need a little linebacker help, I think.
I was just gonna say they need some defensive help though too.
Yeah. Who's left interior? Who could they put next to Ed Oliver? Devontae Wyatt? Maybe a Devontae Wyatt. Jordan Davis is off the board, but Wyatt's still there from Georgia. They could go with him, put him in there with Ed Oliver. Interesting. I'm trying to think where Buffalo would get the most value with a pick. I'm gonna go on the interior defensive line. I'm gonna go Devontae Wyatt.
Okay.
And there's a few. Nakobe Dean's a big one, linebacker. Devontae Wyatt out of Georgia is a somewhat big name.
What about Jermaine Johnson?
Yep. Jermaine Johnson, Karlaftis.
I'm with you on the defensive line and edge rushers here. Just because of the conference that you're in and who you're like
you're doing Mahomes and Herbert and Mac Jones and Burrow. Yeah, for sure. I agree. Maybe a guy like Johnson. I'm gonna go Devontae Wyatt though. That's my pick. Also, Aaron, you're the Kobe Dean, but also Devin Lloyd, who was the #1 inside linebacker on Mel's big board, still hasn't been picked. Ojabo out of Michigan, outside linebacker, off-ball guy.
Was he a linebacker or is he a safety?
Ojabo?
You said
he's the linebacker. Daxton Hill is the safety.
Okay.
That's the name I couldn't come up with earlier.
Okay. Pick is in.
Yeah, there's several good names on the defensive side of the ball that I think could still make an impact for sure.
Okay, so real quick here, while we're on, before the Buffalo gets their pick in, an NIL first. Okay.
We love this.
NIL agent says Miami guard, this for basketball, Isaiah Wong will enter the transfer portal if the NIL compensation isn't increased.
Wow.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
See
ya.
That's where we're headed, man. That's where we're headed.
So the Bills are picking 23rd overall.
Yeah, Aaron's got a good point. Maybe running back. Did they go Reese here? They could use a little running game boost. I still think we're going to go defensive line. I think Devontae Wyatt. I think that's where we're going to see Buffalo go. Jeez, 6 picks from 8 to 18. Yeah. Fuck that up, Greenberg. Greenberg's over here fucking stumbling on himself on the ESPN broadcast.
Fucking hate Greenberg.
I could do a better job with 5 IPAs in my hand. Fucking guy.
Well, let's go. The pick's been in.
Did Booger just give it away? He's talking about corner. Did they go corner? Who's still left in corner? I don't. Booth? Gordon? No. I hope they didn't draft a corner.
Cornerback Kaiir Elam, Florida.
That was the last name I was looking at, and I was going to say it, but then I said I hope they don't draft a cornerback.
All right, Dallas. Let's see what you got here.
I'm going to go visit the Cowboys draft pick in the toilet. I'll be right back.
Touche. I don't care for this pick for Buffalo here. I think they could have done better with someone else or an edge rusher, linebacker, but definitely don't care for that pick, but oh well. So now we got Dallas on the board here, who I think they need to draft a head coach, but that's not going to happen. So they're going to go offensive line here. Let's see who we got for offensive line here. They either go Tyler Smith or they go Lindenbaum, center. So, honestly, I think if they go Lindenbaum here, that's a good pick for Dallas, and they wouldn't fuck it up. They wouldn't be in the same category as Washington.
Who? Dallas?
Oh, sorry. Why
I came back at the right time.
It was weird. No, I was saying if Dallas drafts Lindenbaum here,
get that old line back up.
Yeah, then I don't think that they are in the same conversation as Washington.
No, nobody fucks up a draft like Washington. Nobody fucks up a draft like Washington. Oh.
Jerry. Oh.
When I said that the Pittsburgh Steelers would have their choice of these quarterbacks at 20, that's what happened. I still think we're going to get one more. I really do. We're going to get one more before we get out of the first round. Perhaps someone trades with Minnesota again at 32, because that's typically what we're going to do. Warner, I like DJ talking about the interior offensive line. I love the idea of Jim Johnson pass rusher. You know how dynamic it is as a pass.
Any chance we see another quarterback go?
So they're just which are you on NFL Network or are you still on ESPN?
You know what? I'm gonna switch to NFL
So
Network.
they were just
Ratings
talking about that here on the NFL Network, and they were saying that they still think that we'll see another quarterback drafted in the first round, and it'll probably be that 31, 32 pick. Someone's going to trade.
Yeah, that's where we saw Baltimore come up and get Lamar Jackson. At that point, you can get that pick for not a huge return.
Yeah.
Maybe we still see Detroit kind of swoop in somewhere with a couple of picks.
Hey, where are they at in the second round?
46. I think that's their only pick in the second, but you could probably piece together like 46 and maybe
like a fifth.
Yeah.
Year and maybe like a third.
Maybe a third next year or something. Yeah. something along those lines.
The
Yeah,
pick's
it'd be
in,
interesting to
guys.
see.
The pick is in.
Picks in.
Like you saw him on the phone and laughing and like cheering. So we know the pick's in. Let's go.
Where?
There we go. Pick's in.
There it is. You think they go Linderbaum?
It'd be nice.
I think that would be the right pick.
Yeah.
I think that would be the right pick.
Well,
I wonder if they go somewhere in the secondary. I wonder if they get Daxton Hill maybe.
no, I think they. To be honest with you, I think they're going to go either linebacker, and this is going to be
linebacker. Devin Lloyd, you think?
They're going to be linebacker or another edge rusher.
Maybe a Devin Lloyd.
Jermaine Johnson
off the edge.
They're just talking about it where that draft
Johnson, there's Karlaftis
with Manziel and how
wrestling the card out of his hand.
Yeah, and they got Zach Martin instead.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that fucking pan out for you?
It worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
Worked out pretty good. It's amazing that the Titans traded A.J. Brown.
To get another A.J. Brown type guy.
A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
But way cheaper.
True.
Because now you've got him on a rookie deal for the next 5 years.
All right, here we go.
And you just hope that, I guess if you're that GM, you hope the wide receiver market chills out between now and then. The wide receiver market is nuts. They went offensive line. Get
the fuck out of here.
They went offensive line.
They're still in the same fucking category as Washington.
That's not a good pick.
No, it's not.
That's not a good pick. That's not a good pick. I should be happier as a Washington fan, but that's not a good pick.
No.
His legs and let them heal properly. Teams took a hard look at this. They deemed him fine, no issues going forward. Cowboys have a new tackle.
I mean, I've heard about breaking ankles.
Listen, you got Forrest Gump at offensive tackle. You got Forrest Gump.
Oh fuck.
Let's hope.
Wow.
Let's hope that medical procedure set him up for success. That's not a good pick, man.
No. Where the fuck?
That's a mid-second round pick that they just reached really far.
Where was? I want to know where that guy was ranked. I really do.
They went offensive line.
Night, Aaron. Appreciate you joining us, bud. Appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy. We really appreciate it, man. There's been some confusing picks over the last 3 or 5 picks. The Cowboys one is probably the most perplexing, but there's been some confusing ones.
I'd say the Lions jumping up 20.
That started kind of the madness. Wow. I'm really confused by that Cowboys pick.
You and me both.
I know, like,
They
went offensive line, right? So you have to kind of like
they were in the right mindset, just not the right person.
You have to commend them. Like, it's like when you get a tie for the 15th straight Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate the thought.
Yeah.
But the execution was terrible.
Yes.
I really needed socks this year. Man, with Tyler Linderbaum still on the board too.
I know.
And it's not like you guys are.
And that's the thing, like those guys, like you can move them.
Yeah. Oh.
So
I want to be happier about that pick.
So like you said, you basically have like a Forrest Gump.
Yeah, that leg problem. Wow.
Never heard of that. I never heard of that until tonight's draft.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ian Rappaport.
That's the first. Bunch's disease. All right.
Well, I told one of my coworkers today. I did get one pick right. He's a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I told him that they were going to get Kenny Pickett. So I got that right, and I got another coworker. It's a huge Cowboys fan. He was looking forward to it. I'm going to be interested to see what he has to say tomorrow when I pull up about this draft pick. Man, I'm with you on this one, bud. I'm with you. Dallas and Washington are just sitting over here in the corner, not getting any better. Not getting any better.
You should be getting better with your first pick in the draft.
Good. Yes, that you should. Yeah.
I'm watching my Twitter feed right now, and I see a lot of people saying that, like, Jahan Dotson is awesome. Like, clearly you didn't watch Penn State play football.
No,
the guy had a couple of good games in college, but
he was there for a while too.
Like, I see dudes calling him a difference maker. What?
And to make the remark of the best hands in the draft.
Oh my God!
Get the fuck.
Traylon Burks is still alive, guys. Still alive.
Or Chris Olave
in the draft. Olave, like, there's like probably four guys I would put above Jahan Dotson for fucking hands. Like, Olave is just otherworldly. Traylon Burks literally has 3x gloves. The dude swallows the ball. Olave probably has never dropped a pass in his life. Like, come on. Silliness. I get the optimism. And like I said earlier, like, I've got to shift gears, and now I've got to be a cheerleader for a guy I didn't want us to draft. But I still didn't want us to draft.
Yeah.
I don't know how you watch what Chris Olave did, especially in like the last 3 games they played, and say Jahan Dotson has the best hands in the draft. Get out of here with that.
Well, let's go. It seems like this draft has gone quicker with the picks but you're still going to be an 11:30 or later.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Wow. What a pick by Baltimore, man. What a pick by Baltimore.
Good for Baltimore. Good for Baltimore. That's a great pick, Baltimore.
That's the pick Dallas should have
Look
made.
at that. Overall, 99.
Yep. That's the pick Dallas should have made.
No shit.
That's a 12-year general of your offensive line.
Hawk.
Yeah. That's the guy I thought Green Bay was going to replace, Corey Linsley. I think I called him Ryan Lindsley for some reason, but Corey Linsley, I thought they were going to replace him. But instead, Baltimore. Good for Lamar Jackson, man.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely.
What a pick for Baltimore. This might be, honestly, I know center's not like the value pick that offensive tackle is, but this might be the best offensive lineman in this draft. Look at that motherfucker 50 yards down the field getting the fucking puppies moving.
Well, and you know, any lineman drafted from Iowa produces.
Oh, dude, them corn-fed motherfuckers. Jesus, Iowa's the new Nebraska, man.
Yeah,
the new Wisconsin, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Why is that the highlight they're showing from wrestling?
Oh. Baltimore traded their pick.
The Jets moved back into the first to get a third first-round pick. This team is building through the draft. What are the terms, buddy? Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good. I haven't seen it yet.
Wow. They are building.
Here we go.
They are aggressively building through the draft.
So,
here we go.
Tennessee receives a second round, a third round, and a fifth round for this year. The Jets get this pick, and I didn't see.
Wow, they got a third too?
Yeah.
Yo, the Jets are making some moves, man. Wow. Good for them.
So they got their player that they wanted.
Wow.
So you go O-line here now? Since you got
they're talking Jermaine Johnson here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yo, Rap Sheet just said Jermaine Johnson's top 10. He's number 9 on the board. He likes what the Jets have done. They got the number 2, the number 4, and the number 9 guy on his board.
Pick is in. Here we go.
Sorry, 4th, 10th, and 9th. Oh, no, those are the picks. It is a position of need for the Jets.
Okay, so I'm just going to put Jermaine Johnson already.
You got the tip, didn't you?
Yeah.
What news feed are you on?
My own. Put ESPN up here.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
You're in all the war rooms.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, these fucking guys, Raul. These fucking guys. Raul, how do you feel about the Cowboys pick? Stove's not happy. I'm not happy. I mean, I should be happy as a Washington fan, but I'm not happy if I'm talking about the value that the Cowboys got. That's an Al Davis move. Dude, the Jets are fucking killing this draft, I think.
Jets are winning this draft right now.
I think they're killing it, dude. What is going on?
This is something we have not seen from the Jets since that's the Brett Favre.
Good for them. Good for them. Yeah. Idiots. Yep. Mm-hmm. He spelled out Jerry. Oh, no, he spelled out Jets. 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 Jermaine Johnson. Dude.
There we go.
We still have, 6 picks left in the round, and I think the Jets won the first round.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So now you got Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
This is a strange one for me.
I think they have to replenish a little on the offensive line.
Yeah.
So I think you could see an interior offensive lineman here.
Maybe they should make a trade with Dallas for fucking Forrest Gump up there.
Go get Forrest Gump.
Fuck.
They lost a couple of guys on that O-line. They lost some secondary. They could look in the secondary.
I tell you what, there's more defensive guys right now out there than there are offensive.
Yeah, I think you're right in terms of guys that you would think would be taken in the first round. We might get Raul in here in a minute, shoot shit a little bit. But when are we going to get that team that moves up to get a quarterback? Where's that going to be? Are we 3 picks away? Is it 30, 31, 32? Is that where you see it?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to challenge you a little bit there, Nostradamus.
Okay.
Who's coming back into the first round to get Malik Willis? Who's the team that's moving up 30, 31, 32 to get their quarterback?
Carolina or Detroit?
Those 2 teams?
I think so. If not,
I think those 2 make sense.
If it's not those 2, then my third would be Miami. But you're thinking that Miami.
I think they like Tua.
Sure,
I do. I don't like, and I'm with you. I don't like Tua.
Yeah,
I know you don't. I don't think Tua is the guy, but I think that they think Tua is the guy. So I don't know that I could get behind Miami moving up, and if they do, I will tip my cap. But I like Carolina. I like Detroit possibly to be moving up to get their guy.
Maybe, and we kind of saw. You asked earlier when they picked Seattle.
Maybe Seattle's a possibility.
We liked what they were doing. Building that foundation first.
Yep. I like that. I'm tossed up. Oh, breaking news. Do you have the terms yet?
No, not yet. But we're going to go to a fucking commercial break.
Yeah, I like it. Replenish, drain the gizzard.
Verizon is going ultra with 5G ultra wideband in many more cities. You get up to 10 times the speed at no extra
And there we
cost.
go. Yeah.
Plus,
Yay.
premium entertainment subscriptions
You know, this is where, like,
music, gaming, and
I like the 4th, 5th, 6th rounds, because even on commercial
You get
breaks,
side by sides, or you get the banner.
they're doing the picks.
Yeah, for sure. You get the streaming picks.
Oh. So, okay. So Jacksonville traded up.
Jacksonville just moved up to 27,
They got their
which
defense.
means Tampa moved out of the first.
Correct. So Tampa now has the first pick in the 2nd round.
Yeah.
I see that. I think you go offensive line here. You have to. You got.
I think I agree with you. I just don't know who's left
I know that's
as
the thing.
first round picks. They must really like somebody.
So you have Trevor Lawrence, 1st round pick. Then you had Travis Etienne, who was hurt last year. So he's going to be back. You need to protect your
Do
quarterback.
they go with someone like a Parham, get interior offensive line, because they picked up Cam Robinson's option, so they're keeping him. So do they go interior offensive line maybe if they're looking offensive line?
I think you're right. I think so.
So you're looking at a guy like a Dylan Parham out of Memphis, I think is the guy that was like a borderline first round pick. Maybe you get a guy like a Dylan Parham here that they think is gonna ETN should be back this year healthy.
Yeah.
Is he a guy that's gonna clear running lanes for an ETN, but also gives you a little bit of that interior pass blocking? If they go offensive line, I think I'm leaning Dylan Parham here. If they go offensive line, I just don't see any offensive tackles that make sense. Because I never would have guessed that Tyler Smith would have been a first round pick.
So
Which means Abraham Lucas is definitely not a first round pick.
So they have Bernard Raymond, and then they have Abraham Lucas out of Washington State.
Yeah, I just don't.
I
don't see it at offensive tackle. I think it's got to be an interior offensive lineman if they go line.
So you go Cole Strange, Chattanooga.
I'm leaning. I'm gonna stick Dylan Parham. I'm gonna stick Dylan Parham. I am. He was a guy that there was some buzz about him as a borderline first round pick. Raul.
Oh, what's up?
What the fuck happened with the Cowboys, buddy? What the fuck
Dude,
happened?
we fucking shit the bed all over again. I mean, it just is what it is, dude. Like, it's just we're just a more popular Cleveland, you know?
I mean, you guys wanted to take Johnny Manziel, and Cleveland did take Johnny Manziel, so that makes sense.
I hate my life. You know, I was watching Ty Schmidt on Pat McAfee, and devout Packers fan, and just his reaction when they picked Jordan Love was second to none.
Yeah.
It was second to none because he was impersonating somebody, and then he basically breaks character because he is just that fucking defeated.
All right, Jaguars pick here. Who we got?
Here we
Are they
go.
going O-line?
Backer. Man, so they've just
Devin
gone.
Lloyd.
They've gone defensive.
I
see it, but I don't see it though.
He's a guy that was. There was a lot of talk he'd be in the teens, and I think the value that Jacksonville got here, maybe they see that as potentially a good return on that investment. They traded a couple of picks to get up. I think he's a good ball player, and I think he's a guy that helps them. I'm curious now how many offensive linemen they take on day 2 and 3.
Sure.
Maybe they go volume and they say we're going to throw a bunch of guys at the offensive line and see what sticks.
Sure.
Potentially. You've got to protect Sunshine, man.
And make some holes for your running back.
And ETN's coming. Yeah, absolutely. ETN's coming back. You got to.
Okay,
James Robinson, if you're going to keep him around.
So Green Bay's got another pick here. Do they go offensive line now? Or do they still go defense?
I mean, the most Packers thing to do would be to, like, take a nose tackle, right? Maybe they get Devontae Wyatt. That would be the most Packers thing to do. But I'm going to put myself in the shoes of the GM for the Packers. I went and got a guy that I think helps round out my roster. Now I'm going to take a guy that I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to make better, work with him, a guy that was a bubble first-round pick. I'm going out on a limb, and I'm going to say that they take I'm going wide receiver here, and I'm going to say Christian Watson is the pick here for Green Bay. He's a guy who's a big body, who's a bit of a burner, played at a small school, but I think he's a guy that if I'm the GM of the Packers, I think he's a perfect fit for Aaron Rodgers.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
Yeah. This is sort of a luxury, right? Because I've already, like I said, taken a guy that rounds out my roster on the defensive side of the ball. I've got to take somebody on the offensive side of the ball because I just traded away Devontae Adams, right? Like
you would think so, yeah. Honestly, why don't you just trade your pick for a wide receiver?
Who's available?
Fuck, apparently any wide receiver can.
Apparently anybody, right? AJ Brown got traded tonight. Debo's available. Oh.
Hey.
Where's Debo going?
Green Bay.
That's maybe. There was some talk that Debo might go to Green Bay. Dude, could you imagine the things that Rodgers could do with a guy as versatile as Debo? That's scary.
Picks in.
Oh, dude.
Oh, the pick is in. Why is she gonna poke at that? It's not necessary for her to bring up the two guys that got shot at Utah.
Well, she brought up. She said that Jacksonville's getting a leader. Steve Smith Sr. did a great piece on you with your whatever that you were promoting against gun violence and everything else. And
yeah, now Joe Klatt's doing a little piece on it. I don't know. It feels a little awkward to me.
It's just so transparent. It's just like fucking keep it moving, bud.
Yeah, it does feel like they're fishing a little bit. It's what ESPN does.
Woke bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, dude, we got it. We are the world. Fuck off. Let's just get to the point. We're here for the fucking draft, not your political standings or ethics.
Right. This is one of the best speeches ever, though. Whitworth fucking killed it at the Walter Payton reception. Talking about the
I
dude
did
that
it,
he
Big
met
Wit.
at the Boys and
Oh.
Club in Cincinnati. Dude.
It's too much, dude.
Dude. That's unbelievable.
Storybook ending, too.
Yeah, for sure. Win a Super Bowl, win Walter Payton, right off into the sunset.
Yeah. It was the putting in the confetti with the kids for me.
Oh, yeah. Stove, who's the pick here, man?
I have no idea. On this
You didn't get your tipper yet?
No, not yet.
Hey,
I honestly
Stove's got the news feed going.
I still think they're going to go offensive line.
Do you think offensive line?
I hope they go offensive line. I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's the PG safe route.
Oh, sure. They need some help up front. I'd like them to get a skill player though, like to go with Aaron, but I guess if he's the guy, he's the guy.
So
he can make anybody better.
again, the pick's been in for 4 fucking minutes.
Oh my God, you're not kidding.
Even though I like Whitworth,
All
here,
these theatrics.
yes, get the fucking show moving.
Yep.
Oh, the build up.
We've got to get to 11:30, Stove.
Oh, we'll fucking get there.
We got to get all the commercials in. We got to get all the TV spots in.
Oh fuck, they're gonna have this.
We
pick.
paid for this fucking airtime.
New England's gonna have their pick in, and we're gonna go to commercial break.
3 commercial breaks. It has been nonsense at times.
NFL said, we got airtime at home. We're going to use all of it.
Yeah. We're not getting McDonald's. We got airtime at home.
That's right. We got airtime at home, bro.
Great reference.
Love you, Wit. Fucking get to
Jesus.
Arrive at your point.
Did I not say the most Packers thing to do would be to select Devontae Wyatt? Did I not say that? Oh, my God.
My favorite is the mixed Packers fan reactions. Like, you've seen
Yeah,
some guys
they're
that were pissed.
The reaction.
There
is
was one guy that was
mediocre
almost
as fuck.
reassuring other people, saying, "Yes, that's
No,
good.
he's a good
That's
player.
good."
He's a good player.
Yeah, my mom bakes cookies good too. Huh.
Look at this
Look,
fucking.
So we talked
Holy
about this
shit.
Georgia defense, though. All
Oh
year.
yeah, we did. We
All
did
year.
the depth and everything
So,
else.
if you're the GM and you think that this is a guy that makes a difference for you, you got to get him, right?
No, not necessarily, because
I love keying you up for shit like this, man. Give me that heat.
look at the. If you go back to this last year and Aaron Rodgers under pressure, Aaron Rodgers without pressure. He was under pressure more times than not, and so his completion percentage wasn't that great. He was throwing the ball up to Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams would come down with it. You don't have a fucking Devontae Adams anymore.
He ain't there anymore.
He's not there. You didn't really have a run game per se.
Whoa, the Patriots picks in.
Commercial
They're
break.
moving.
I told you. Fucking commercial break.
Yeah, those motherfuckers. So
my
Stove,
screen is
you would
definitely
agree
like
that
my stream is behind yours.
Oh,
But
is it?
I'm just now getting through the track scenes. But yeah, it's that's wild.
So Stove, you would agree that line was the right move, just not D line.
Correct. Absolutely.
I would agree. I think they have to go offense heavy the next 2 days, though. I think we'll see that from the Packers. I think they're gonna miss on a guy in Christian Watson who I think would be a good fit with Rodgers. If I'm a Packers fan, I'm a little disappointed that we may not come out of this draft with Christian Watson.
It'd be nice to see.
I think Watson's a guy like a Jordy Nelson. That's what I compare him to, not because he's white, but because of the skill set.
It'd be nice to see
and because he's white.
If McAfee had Rodgers on and get Rodgers' thoughts on this.
Live stream Aaron Rodgers feedback with his toe on the table.
Yeah. Like, tell us how you really feel about this as
it's unfolding.
Yeah.
Golly. I can't say that I understand that pick. I think Devontae's going to be a fine player in the NFL. I just don't know that I get that.
I really want to know if Gutekunst over there has been talking to Aaron about these picks.
Gutekunst. Probably the most fun name.
The right way to pronounce that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Gutekunst. I don't know how you go into this draft and do what they've done in the first round. You lost Devontae Adams. You signed Rodgers to this mega deal. And you're still
how many times have we said this about the Packers? I know,
dude. We say it over and over again. You're absolutely right.
It's terminal. It's a systemic problem. Goons is a fucking example of that. He's just a cog in the fucking wheel, man.
Yeah.
God.
It's cyclical.
I want to see the Packers fucking at full speed. I want to see Aaron Rodgers get the glory. I'm pro Aaron Rodgers, man. It fucking sucks. Self-inflicted though, to an extent, for sure. For Aaron Rodgers.
Well, that's the thing with Rodgers too. We can talk about the things the Packers have done, but you can't be that guy that just wants to come back and get more money every time you're at the table, and then ask it's like a dude saddling up to a dinner table, throwing 80% of the food on his plate, and then complaining that he doesn't have people to share food with him.
But guys, I'm on a cleanse right now. Okay? I don't need this hostility. I'm on a cleanse. I'm cleansing my body of all the bad and negativity coming my way. So put your COVID things away.
Yeah.
Put all this away. Put all your negativity away. I'm on
that fucking guy. I met with my guru this week.
Christ.
We had a mushroom trip.
Dude, I don't give a fuck. Shailene Woodley fucking ruined that, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was like the hippie Kardashian curse, bro.
No?
You think he was fucked before? Not.
You think it was Danica?
Bro. You think it was Danica?
Nope.
Before that? Oh,
dude. Nah. You ain't about to go and fucking disrespect.
Yep.
No. Not a fucking dude. It ain't going down like that. I don't know. No.
Cole Strange. Hey,
dude,
he's probably about to be a fucking all-pro. New England.
See, I still haven't even heard the pick yet. Now I've heard.
Hey, we're getting there. Pick 30.
Hey, this is about that time. It's about that time.
About that time.
So who you blaming it on, Stove? You blaming it on Olivia Munn? That fucking bitch.
Yes, sir.
That fucking bitch. She fucking ruined him.
She's hot, too.
And
Oh, shame.
a nerd fantasy. She
Mhm.
plays in a lot of sci-fi shit.
Yep, she's freaky like
Man.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, pick is in. I love it. Pick is in. Thank
Yo,
you.
let's fucking roll.
See, they knew what they want. They went and got it.
So we're looking at 31-32.
Yep.
Who's coming up? Who's coming up to get Malik? Who did the Chiefs pick here? Did they go wide receiver? They can't.
No.
There's nobody. They've got to go O-line.
Or defensive end.
Look, I
Well-
like Karlaftis. I like the comparison. It's a lazy comparison because they both played at Purdue, but I like the comparison to Ryan Kerrigan. I think they're a very similar player. I think the Chiefs just got a guy that's going to give them a lot of motor off the edge for a long time. The Chiefs should not feel just fine about their wide receiver core. The Chiefs should feel the same way about their wide receiver core as Patrick Mahomes feels about his fucking wife. Not good, bro. Not good. That wide receiver core is not good.
Well, the good news is that this guy was a water polo player.
He's got that endurance.
I mean, just like the shit that they add in here.
It's crazy, isn't it? The nuggets
It's
that they
fucking unnecessary, dude. Like, give me combine stats. Give me, some notables there. Like, he ranked among the 10% in this category. Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Give me some
Not like he
tangible.
likes to take long walks on the beach in the sunset.
But that's what he likes.
Yeah. Yeah. He enjoys watering his hydrangeas and getting cuckolded.
Hydrangeas.
Yep.
I like this guy though.
Mhm.
I like this guy.
Yep. Good pick.
Yeah. I think
Their defense has
like I
always
said,
been a
it's a
concern.
lazy. Yeah, they need some edge rushers. It's a lazy comparison, and I will fully admit that. But I think he's a guy like a Ryan Kerrigan.
And where did Ryan Kerrigan play college ball?
That's why I say it's a lazy comparison.
Yeah.
Boiler up.
Touche.
No, honestly, like it's not. I just think that his motor, and it might be just what they coach there at Purdue, right? It might be partially that, but his motor, his ability to bull rush, but also be able to work some of that agility, lateral movement. I think that this guy has some potential, and I think that they've got Spags still there in Kansas City. He's a guy that can bring the best out of edge rushers. We saw it with Pierre-Paul. We saw it with Justin Tuck. We saw it with Strahan. We saw it with many guys there in New York when he was there with the Raceway or the NASCAR package with the Giants. I think a guy like Karlaftis is going to a perfect spot where he's going to learn from a guy who can really coach up edge rushers.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you can't coach motor either. Like that's one thing you cannot coach.
Well, and that's, I think, one of the bigger reasons, we were high on Micah Parsons this last year.
Yeah.
But one of the bigger reasons why we were high on him too was because fuck, I just had his name and I lost it. Former defensive Cowboy and
Marinelli.
no player.
Oh, player, DeMarcus Ware.
DeMarcus Ware, thank you.
Yeah.
Bengals pick is in. He was there coaching him. He was there teaching him the hand movements and, what he needs to do in this and that.
Yeah, you and Rebel talked a lot about that at the beginning of the season, too, on why you thought Micah Parsons was going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year because he was getting mentored by a DeMarcus Ware, and it panned out. Right? I didn't think that was a logical
he's the real
transition
deal.
for him. I'll eat that crow, but it worked out. And
Mhm.
Stove,
Yeah.
your point, right? You get the right mentorship.
Fucking
Yeah.
I think that's a
not
big
even
deal.
rare. That crow is blue. That's how rare it was.
I mean, just think if Aaron Donald stays with the Rams, for his career,
Yeah.
and then they draft, someone similar,
Sure.
to him that could be the next him, and he's, as a mentor
to
to
coach him
whoever.
up. Mhm.
Yeah,
Fuck.
same with the Watts.
Yep.
It's a fucking terrifying sensei to have.
For sure. But it's the sensei you want if you're an
no
NFL
doubt.
franchise. You want those guys to stick around, and that's why these alumni pushes happen so much because it's good for the brand. Where do the Bengals go here? I think they have to go defense.
I think they go defense as well. I think they solidified their offensive line for the most part
in free agency.
Yeah. So you go defense here. And
where do you think they go? Do they go DB or do they go linebacker? Because I think they're okay on the defensive line.
I think you go linebacker.
I'm with you, and I'm going to throw a name out here who I think would be a good pick for them. Who's a guy that I wanted Washington to pick, and I've been preaching him throughout this first round. I think a good pick for them would be Nakobe Dean, a guy that can cover sideline to sideline, who's very prolific in a really good defense. I think he's a guy that can give you what the Bengals need on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Nakobe Dean.
Okay. I like that pick.
He is all over the fucking field.
Dude, you're not kidding. You're not kidding.
Like, the vision is there for sure. He understands the offensive schemes. Yeah.
I think he could be a really good fucking court general.
You need a coverall for that defense. For that Cincinnati defense, you need a fucking coverall that's going to cover the middle. And it's...
Absolutely.
Yeah. I can't fucking wait to see Joey Burrow next year, dude.
This just in. Detroit traded up to Minnesota.
Of course they did.
No, I'm joking.
Damn it. Damn it, I wanted that to happen.
You and me both.
Wishful thinking.
I don't think Minnesota.
We're just trying to manifest it.
Malik
That's
Willis
it.
is
We're
going to
trying
be
to
on the
manifest
board in the second round. Wow. Here's the pick.
Daxton Hill, safety, huh?
I like that pick.
Not bad.
Look,
not bad.
I love them looking at defense. I like Daxton Hill. I think he's a playmaker at the third level of the defense. I like that pick. I think Nakobe Dean might have been a little better for them in terms of plugging an actual hole, but I like Daxton Hill. I like him a lot. I think that's a really good pick for them. Yeah, because you can play him kind of all over. I think he's a guy that I don't want to. I'm going to tread very lightly in this comparison. I think he's a guy that you can treat a little bit like a honey badger. He's not the honey badger. Listen, I see your sour face, Stove. I already said I'm going to tread lightly.
Pick is in.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That was quick. I like it.
They know what they want. But I'm real quick. I'm going to say Daxton Hill's a guy you can move around. Is why I'm going to compare him to the honey. He's not Tyrann Mathieu. He's not. I would never try to say he is Tyrann Mathieu, but he's a guy who can play multiple positions. And I think the Bengals look at that and say, this gives us a lot of flexibility. and probably why they went with a guy like him versus maybe an off-ball linebacker like a Nakobe Dean or something like that.
That's disgusting.
When you get in the nickel package, man.
Just to me, when you make that comparison to the Honey Badger, to me, he doesn't have the size like Honey Badger, and so and that's where. But I get what you're. I get what
No, you're fair to question it because that's a tough comparison.
He's a utility player in the secondary, I think, is just the common.
I think that's probably closer to where I was going, but no, Stove, you're right though, right? Like it's a bold comparison. It's a bold comparison to go.
I mean, it's an incorrect one, I think, is the word you're looking for, but
maybe. I think Stove's about to shit on my comparison. Is that what's going on?
he's probably gonna fucking mute your mic, dude.
Stove, who are the Vikings picking?
Honestly, I think you need some defensive help here.
I agree.
So I'd either go corner or linebacker.
Do they look for Kendrick's long-term replacement? Or do we see them look for a cover guy?
I think
is
you're
that
going to
worth
go
the first round pick right now, though?
Maybe not.
I think you're going to go cover guy.
You think cover guy?
Yeah.
Cover guy is probably the value. If you're looking for a guy that's going to replace Kendricks, it's probably not here.
Yeah, look at this. The pick's been in for 3 minutes, and we still haven't said it yet.
Yeah, go figure. We got to make TV, man. We're past 11:30 though. Let's get this show on the fucking road.
I know. I said 2:30. I said 3:37. In my mind, I said 3:37 is how long it was going to go.
Dude, you might have nailed that.
I really thought though,
You
like
might have nailed that.
after like the first 12 to 13 picks went, I was like,
be wrong.
We're gonna get
now
done.
they're buying time.
Yeah.
Now they're buying. You might be fucking right on, dude. We're 3 minutes. If they stall for fucking 2 minutes and then make the pick,
and then closing statements.
Right on 3:37. Get out of here with that shit.
Dude,
listen, if this ends at 11:37, I'm gonna start questioning whether or not you're fucking human.
Well, my Malik
Willis, yeah, dude.
That's like the only pick you've ever got wrong, though. Malik Willis is literally the only pick you've ever got wrong.
I mean, who saw Minnesota trading down and then trading up 20 fucking spots to get him?
Dude,
to get a wide receiver.
And then went Jameson Williams.
Like right now, they could have picked Malik Willis.
Yeah. Oh God, we're teeing something up. We're teeing something up. Oh.
Lewis Seen, safety.
You got to have like a minute or two left at this point. We're close, 3:37.
You already said that, Roger.
Oh, we're like 30 seconds off.
Oh well. Oh,
Also, that's a terrible pick.
yeah, yeah.
That's a terrible pick.
All right, it just ended for me. So you were actually like 15 seconds off.
Yeah. You were fucking right on there, Stove.
Eh.
Dude, that's a fucking
Dude, you were
pick
seconds off. Fuck
to
off. Come
finish
on.
the first round.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so real quick, Detroit is the 14th pick in the second round.
We're still scheming Malik Willis.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Seattle
He has to survive Carolina.
Seattle, though, is 4
I
picks
don't think
ahead.
Seattle's picking a quarterback this year.
Oh, shit. They got 2 picks ahead of it.
I don't think Seattle's picking a quarterback this year. I'm 100% convinced that Seattle is going to ride or die with Drew Lock this year.
I think you're right. So Detroit, second round, Malik Willis.
I think that if he survives Carolina, Detroit's going to get him in the second round.
Who's Houston's quarterback?
Davis Mills. They're riding with him this year. I gotta piss. I'll be right back though.
Oh. Seattle, Indy, Atlanta, Cleveland, Baltimore, Detroit, Washington, and Chicago. Ooh, Minnesota's got the next pick too? No. Oh, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, then Minnesota again. All righty.
Welcome to NFL Total Access presented by Ram Trucks. We'll dive into so much of what went down tonight in this crazy 90 minutes of post-NFL draft action. Right now, I want to send it back to Vegas and Rich Eisen and Curly. Just kidding. It's just us first. See, I told you it was a crazy night, bro. Come on. They love Vegas a little bit too much around here. So I assumed we were just going back there immediately, right?
I was confused. I was like, why are we cutting on and throwing back?
Because that's how it goes sometimes. Don't you know?
Let's see. You know what? Let me throw it.
Get us back.
Thank you very much. Here.
I really like Ahmad Gardner to the Jets.
Of Las Vegas.
That'd be a good one.
Was closed down for foot traffic
Yeah.
Here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that was good.
What the hell is going to happen with the Jets this year?
They're going to win some ball games this year after that first round of picking.
It makes me so much more hopeful.
Jets won the draft first round.
The Jets killed the draft. This first round.
Yeah.
Whew.
Beautiful.
I feel real good if I'm a Jets fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they mean it. They meant it this year, and fucking good on them. You know who can't say that? Dallas.
Cowboys. Washington.
The Dallas Cowboys cannot say that they walked away with this fucking first round confident. What are you doing, bud?
I've got to hope Jahan Dotson's good. Like that's my mind space right now. Like I have to hope that the one guy I didn't want our team to draft is good now. Like for fuck's sake. I identified one guy that I didn't want my team to draft. And Stove asked me earlier, outside of Dotson, who's the other guy you don't want Washington to draft?
I can't think of anyone else but Dotson.
Literally, I didn't have an answer. And guess who they fucking drafted?
Yeah.
Now I got to root for that motherfucker.
You don't have to.
Well, if there's anything
Best hands in the draft, kiss my fucking dick.
If there's anything that I like, it's seeing you be wrong. So I hope that you're wrong, man. I hope that it works out well for you guys.
I hope I'm wrong because that means we got a good player on our team. But it's fucking frustrating. All right, so we've
we-
established the Jets win the draft. I'm gonna ask, outside of the Jets, who did well here in the first round? Who's a team that addressed concerns? Washington sucks. Dallas sucks in terms of drafting. The NFC East actually had some teams make some aggressive moves.
You can say the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I thought the Jags, right, to get
Giants.
back into the first.
Giants.
Raul, you got anybody you think did really well in the first round?
I mean, I feel like the Giants are the ones that I mean, if outside of the Jets, it's definitely the Giants.
Stove?
The Jags did
Who's the
solid
other
as
team
well,
you
though.
got? Yeah, the Jags for sure.
You nailed it earlier. Seattle.
Yeah. I think for where they're at too.
Yeah.
I think that context matters, right? We are programmed to think about the fact that context matters. For Seattle, yeah, I'm with you. That's a good pick. You know, building a foundation. They've still got plenty of capital. The Ravens, I'm so glad you brought that up, Raul. Why are the Cardinals giving up a lot of draft capital to get Marquise Brown? What are they doing? And then the Ravens turned that into
that
a
was
couple
my
of really
question.
good
As soon as I
picks.
found out about Marquise Brown, it was just why. It just seems
Yo,
it's
the
such
Ravens
a wasted
cashed
effort.
in. The Ravens cashed in on fucking Hollywood Brown. Good Lord. So if you had the numbers on that, they got 3 picks out of that and gave up. Oh my God. Talk about a fucking return on investment, including a first round pick.
Yep.
Including a first round pick. Unbelievable.
That's fucking bad business, is what that is. I mean, hey, that's
we talked about it a little bit too. Like when the trade happened, like I mentioned Zach Ertz, and Stove rightfully questioned whether Zach Ertz is a guy who's going to take looks away from Marquise Brown. But outside of Zach Ertz, you've got D-Hop, you've got AJ Green, you've got Rondell Moore. I mean, are you just going to go fun and gun? Is Cliff going to go Texas Tech offense?
Yeah.
Is that what he's going to do? Are we going?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Are we going
what the fuck
5?
he's gonna do.
Are we going 5 wide, 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end? Is that what we're going to do? No running backs don't matter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are you
the
just
look?
planning on putting on? Are you just going to put Marquise Brown in the slot and then have him run the bullshit Cole Beasley routes?
I don't think Marquise Brown can run the Cole Beasley routes. That's my question. Is he even a guy that can do that?
I don't know.
I don't see him as that guy. I don't see him as that guy. But Chase Edmonds is a guy who I thought was kind of on the rise. But are we just gonna go varsity blues, hook and ladder left?
Yeah, might as well.
We're gonna get the ISO for Tweeter.
But I guess my question is that move gonna be? Is that move going to be for his quarterback, or is it going to be for his team?
I think that's a valid question, and I think the move is more for his quarterback, because who did Kyler Murray play with in college? The guy they just traded for. So
right.
that was the curious aspect of it that Stove and I talked about during the draft. Like, Marquise Brown is not a guy who's had any success in the NFL. He's been average as fuck. And you give up a first round pick plus other draft capital to get him. What are you going to do in Arizona? Do you trust that Kyler's going to make him better? I feel like that's what they have to feel like.
And all of this is before you're even dealing with the toxicity in your locker room, because it's still a fucking problem, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not
Apparently, they've
building-
ironed out
building
the
rapport-
issues with Kyler. Apparently,
Sure.
they've ironed out those issues.
Yeah. You know what? I think the Cavaliers said that about Kyrie. I'm sure that at one point the Celtics said that about Kyrie. I'm sure at one point the Nets said that about Kyrie. Toxic motherfuckers are toxic motherfuckers. Like, period. Just is what it is. I don't know, man. I don't buy that he's gonna change with any team that he goes to.
All right. I think we're going to wrap up here. I want to get some closing thoughts. Let's start. Stove, what are your big takeaways from the first round here?
Jets won it. Cowboys, Falcons, and Commanders lost the draft, and it will show this next year.
Yeah, I agree with you. Lumping the Falcons in. I mean, Drake London, that's not a good pick. That's not a good pick for sure. You're losing Ridley, and you're going to try to replace him with a guy like Drake London.
Mm-hmm.
Not here.
No.
Raul, what sort of closing thoughts you got here with round one?
I like the Jets. I'm happy for them. I'm glad that we got some more protection from my boy Joey Burrow. And maybe some from having back on the field with some failed defensive performances. And then yeah, I mean, I'm gonna lump the Falcons and the Cowboys and the fucking Patriots into the loser bracket here. So that's where I'm at.
The Patriots is interesting. I think we have to wait until tomorrow plays out because they did trade back at a little draft capital, but it is a weird pick that they took in the first round. A guy that I don't think many people thought would be a first round pick. But isn't that like the most Belichick thing to do? You just take a guy that nobody thinks is going to be any good, and then you make him a fucking star. Like,
yeah, but what was the pick on Tom Brady?
The 6th round. Not a first round guy. Belichick is whiffed on a lot of first round.
When we're talking about the greats of all time with coaches, we're talking about Popovich, we're talking about Bill Belichick. They're the guys who see the diamonds in the rough. You don't do that kind of gambling in the first round.
Yeah. It is an interesting pick in the first round. So we will see how that plays out. Yeah. If Belichick's right, whatever. But it might be one that we can hang our hat on and say, you really fucking whiffed on this one. Like a N'Keal Harry, who has now requested a trade out of New England for the 2nd straight year. My takeaway is now I have to root for the only guy that I didn't want Washington to take. I have to wish and hope that he's good. Despite the fact that I went into this draft saying there's only one way we fuck up our first round pick. And guess what we did? We went down that lonesome road with Jahan Dotson. Oh, I'm so disappointed in that.
You know, all I'm hearing though is that you know that you're like it's just a knowledge and a complete confidence that your team is going to fuck up, and then you manifest it. And
maybe it's very possible.
And then it does happen. And the fact that you know it's going to happen and you're still supporting the team, it's both a testament to your team or your dedication, but it's also a testament to just, kind of the same boat that the Cowboys are getting into.
Right. We them boys.
And that's, it's just you guys are a couple decades out from any kind of glory.
Actually, we enjoyed glory about 3 years apart from each other.
All right, fair enough. Well, then we're in the same boat.
Look, I mean, we're
Either
in
way,
the same boat. We might just be like foreign midships on that boat, but we're in the same boat.
dude, we're so on the same boat that we're in the same fucking division, and we're all kind of grouped
Exactly.
together. The only difference
Exactly.
is that I guess the
We're
Eagles have a
sitting
most
here-
recent
We're
Super Bowl
sitting here
win.
talking about 90s glory while the Giants and
Yeah,
the goddamn fucking Philadelphia Eagles have both won Super Bowls in years that start with a 2.
yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
We're hot dog water.
we are dog water. This has been the draft day special for Tailgate Trash Talk. Raul, we appreciate you hopping on late here in the show, getting them insights, talking shit about the Cowboys. Stove, appreciate you, buddy, hanging in for the long haul. This has been fun. It's been an interesting first round. What would you call this first round, Stove?
Long. Didn't need to be. Didn't need to be.
You're not wrong. The pick was in several times.
Several times. Go to
And we
commercial break.
waited 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 minutes sometimes for that pick to get announced.
Yep.
But at any rate, this has been Tailgate Trash Talk Draft Day Special. We appreciate everybody that came out. Aaron, Dad, Raul, appreciate you jumping on here with us. We are out.